Generational talent, playing at the peak of her powers.
She steps back, has a good look, and nails it.
To become the first ever female player to hit a televised 9-dart finish.
Finds it with a third dart. Great to get that victory.
Crossing for the corner.
Big result thanks to a big finish. The 120 goes.
Steph Clarke.
The Swan climbed the ladder for it. But eventually she gets it. And she gets it for 3-0 success. It's very awkward for her. But she manages to smother her way through. Because she's found moments like that. And what she wants to do. Double 5, doesn't want to go inside here. Straight into the double and into the women's enclosure again. It's the final night of qualification through to Saturday here at Women's Week 4. Welcome along to the second session of Group B here from Portsmouth. And a very warm welcome along to you. It's Laura Turner and Gemma Hayter that lead the way overnight. 6 points for both players going into Friday's shenanigans here on the South Coast. And, well, we couldn't have any shenanigans without having Scotty Dog Mitchell with us here in the studio on this Friday night. Scott, great to see you. And we've got a finely poised Group B on our hands this evening.
Yeah, we really do. We've got 3 people, sort of 2 look like they're more or less through. A couple of wins for them, and there's home and dry. One spot is still wide open.
Well, earlier on this afternoon, we confirmed 2 more players through to tomorrow night's final. Sophie McKinley ended up winning Group C in the end. Look, somebody that we saw in December have a really good run at Lakeside and rekindling that kind of form this week. Yeah, she has. And, to go through top of the group, little mishap there in the last game, but it was all done and dusted by them where she had a little problem with a point and a dart coming out. But... yeah, no, she topped the group, and well, the pair of them really, her and Kirsty, sort of made the group their own, didn't they? Well, this is how the tournament bracket looks. Kirsty Hutchison came through alongside Sophie. Kirsty Vinakainen, the winner of Group A on Wednesday afternoon. So tonight we're going to see the players in the middle part of that graphic go head-to-head, and overnight it was Laura Turner that would have the lead of the table on leg difference. Or legs one, even everything's at level between herself and Gemma Hayter. It was a head-to-head that was ultimately the decisive factor between the two. Trina Gulliver just in behind on 4 points. Byrne and Steph Clarke both on 2 points. Now, Laura Turner is top of the table going into tonight's play. Last-minute call-up, but she's making best use of it, isn't she? She is. She's double bubbling this week, and it's very difficult to commentate and then come up, get your head straight. But she's to play, but she's a really relaxed character anyway. So Laura takes most things in her stride, and that's exactly what she did with last night. And her daughter was here even doing work experience for the week as well. So it's been fun for her. Well, it certainly has. Now, Gemma Hayter also on 6 points, but will she feel like possibly an opportunity missed not to complete the card last night? Yeah, possibly, but I think Gemma knows that the job's not done till tomorrow. This is kind of the floor show in getting to the show, and that's the most important thing, making it to Saturday night and then making sure you're ready to perform your best Saturday night. So Gemma Hayter in a good position, as too is Trina Gulliver. 2 wins from her evening on Thursday. What would be your overall assessment of the way she played? It was a bit hit and miss for Trina, to be honest. There were legs that were there to be won, and she didn't quite do it. And when she scored, she got down and she got straight out. So the whole situation for her doubling was good. She was up around the 30% mark with that. She's just got to find a few more scores consistently to get down there, because when she gets down there, she hits her doubles. Well, let's have a look at the odds. Once again, Gemma Hayter is the heavy favourite. Laura Turner's coming from 16-1 to 7-4. Any value perhaps there, Scott? Look, I think that probably the value may be at 6-1 if Trina can go through the card and top the other 2. That may be an option, but yeah, no, you're stretching at it because I think Gemma and Laura have been so strong. It is 18 plus, gambleware.org if you can have a flutter on the Super Series tonight. Right, let's get into the action then. Game number 1 is a meeting between Robin Byrne and Trina Gulliver. It was a game that Trina would win last night to put it into third position in the table. And early on this evening, I caught up with the Golden Girl. Trina, decent return yesterday, 2 wins out of 4. Pleased enough with that?
A little bit disappointed, really, but yeah, I was expecting a little bit better. But another 3-2 kind of thing against Gemma, and yeah, a little bit disappointed. But yeah, it's 2 from 4, so not bad, but I just expected a little bit more.
In terms of the performances, the game, particularly the middle portion of the night, was very much there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, and towards the end of I was getting tired at the end of the night, and you could see it, and my darts were going everywhere, so I don't know what happened there, but yeah.
So was that more relief than anything than getting that win against Robin?
It was, yeah, it's more relief. I knew I had to get that win to keep me there and thereabouts, so yeah, it was a relief to get that one.
So straight into the action against Robin tonight. Your portion of the table is very tight indeed. How imperative for you is a strong start?
Yeah, it's very important, and I must get off to a good start to put me forward for the rest of the night. And but that first game is really important.
This could be a very busy week. You could do the Craig David and play 7 days here this week. I suppose you'll be hoping to play the full complement.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. That I'm going at things 100%. So, yes, I'll be very happy if I do that.
Tell you what, Monday, that rest is going to be worthwhile, isn't it?
Yes, very much so.
Wish you all the very best tonight, Trina. Good luck.
Thank you.
But unlike Craig David, Trina Gulliver will not be chilling on Sunday because she's going to be playing here at the Champion of Champions. She takes on Robin Byrne in the first game of the evening session. And because, Scott, it's just me, you and our friends watching at home on Pluto TV, I'm going to let you into a little bit of a secret. Robin Byrne, this is her second job of the night because she was actually doing some refereeing early on this evening for one of the features that you'll see here on Pluto TV in a few weeks' time. The 28-year-old from Dublin making her third appearance here. Looking forward to a stint at the World Match Play this time next month where she'll take on Lisa Ashton in the opening round of the competition. As for Trina Gulliver, looking to make it through to a second consecutive finals night here at a Women's Week. And that will be some preparation ahead of taking on Steve Beaton on Sunday at the Champion of Champions. George Baker, always on call, always on hand to preside over proceedings. And he is going to get us underway in a few moments' time. One of the rapidly improving, rapid rising stars in the refereeing department. Always great to have him here at the live lounge. And he is going to call Trina Gulliver forward to kick things off. Scott Mitchell's alongside me as ever on this Friday night. And you look at this fixture and you look at where these two are placed in the table. If Trina can win this one, she gives herself a bit of breathing space. However she loses it, it could be a tough night ahead.
Yeah, very much so. And
Trina to throw first.
I don't think we saw the best of Robin last night either. And I did speak to her earlier and asked did she travel over yesterday. No, she didn't. She travelled over the day before. So yeah, just an unusual one. She said she just sort of struggled to find a treble. She could find everything else but the treble she wanted, and that can play on your mind, and then you overthink it a little bit, and then all of a sudden your game starts to collapse. So you've got to go back and throw with a bit of freedom. And I said that to her. I said, well, maybe it's your night tonight, and
95,
and you'll fire on all cylinders tonight, and I hope she does because she's just a cracking dart player, and like I say, life and soul of the Republic of Ireland party. Whenever we go to any international stuff, it's and that's both teams. That's the men's and the ladies. She supports every single person on the board, and I'm sure that most of those guys will be watching and girls will be watching tonight and hoping that we start to see the proper Robin up there on the stage this evening. Well, in terms of players from that part of the world in the Super Series, I did see Shane McGurk was very active on social media today
81.
in regards to some content put out by the Super Series. If you are tuning in, Shane, great to have your company on this Friday night.
58.
Darts in that part of the world on the Emerald Isle really is thriving right now. Shane, of course, the reigning WDF World Champion. You've got the likes of Robin Byrne and Katie Sheldon doing some excellent things in the women's game.
36.
course, you've got the likes of Keen Barry on the Pro Tour as well. It feels like
44.
darts in the Republic of Ireland is very much on the up again. And it is Robin first to a finish in this opening leg against the throw, but Gulliver with a big score can apply some pressure.
55.
But
Robin,
that
you
treble
require
score means it's only
152.
149 in comparison to the 152 of Byrne, who may feel like she's got 6 darts from here. May only need the 3, but the second dart slips into the single 1.
78.
I think we saw the
Trina, you
reaction there
require
from Robin
149.
to her second dart, and still reacting as she walks back behind Trina.
So unable to take out the 149, and so
99.
Robin is back
Robin,
for
you
a break
require
of throw.
74.
Well, a single 15 would have afforded
50.
a dart at the bullseye.
Trina, you require
Will
50.
leave herself double 12 if Gulliver cannot convert this 50. There's a miscount there
Robin,
because
you
a single
require
5 would
24.
leave double 15.
Game shot in the first
And
leg.
Robin
Byrne.
Byrne has found the double 12 to get the break of throw and open up a 1-0 lead.
Second leg
Trina
is Robin to
Mind
throw first.
just
Game
boggling
up.
for a second, and Robin Byrne taking full advantage of it. Suppose if you're going to do it, at least do it in the first leg of the
41.
night and put it to the back of your mind.
$40.
It's a good start for Byrne, which she obviously lost this fixture last night 3-1. And
96.
it was the last game of, well, in the early hours of the morning. And I say if Robin loses this one, she will look at this period,
80.
the last game yesterday and the first one today, is the part where the group got away from her. It'd be 2 games against the same player got away from her, and she'll be
42.
disappointed with that.
Well, Trina and Robin will be the first to admit that their game last night was rather cagey. 2 players that maybe felt the effects of a long evening, a game being played into the wee hours of the night.
40.
Tiredness has to creep in. It has to creep in at that point because, you know, if you're looking at a normal sort of 12-hour, 14-hour days awake, you've got to still be in bed at midday on the day that you play
90.
to be still playing at 1 and 2 in the morning. And that's not easy to do for the one day, particularly if you've been playing all week as well, because your habit is to making sure you're getting up early and being in here for a 9:30 start, and then all of a sudden
60.
you go to a 10 o'clock start in the evening. You can't just switch your body clock on and off to stay in bed till 12 or 1 o'clock lunchtime. So yeah, it's more
38.
difficult than you give credit for, I think, the evening session. But then that's why it's 3 from 5 in the evening session. It is advantageous, and if you
100.
can just manage to overcome those things in your head, then this is the group to be in.
80.
Robin in a good position to open up a 2-0 lead. Gulliver looking to try and hit back, strike back, break back.
41. Robin, you require
But
114.
that isn't going to do her any favours as Robin looks at 114. Not on this occasion, and so
54.
Gulliver looking at the
Trina,
140
you
to
require
level up.
140.
In the situation, Byrne did the right thing there. She hit all the big numbers. Although she didn't hit the treble she desired,
60.
she hit the
Robin, you
big single
require
numbers,
60.
and that's left her as the favourite for the leg.
20.
And that was a little bit unlucky.
Trina,
Just
you
caught
require
the flight
80.
of the other one, and then it diverted the flight from hitting sort of point square on. Good stuff from Gulliver here,
Game
and
shot in
that's
the
a
second
nice
leg.
little
Trina Gulliver.
bump 80 finish.
Well, this is kind of what Trina's been doing this
The
week.
leg
And
is
she
Trina to
admitted this in
throw
an
first.
interview the
Game
other
up.
day. When she's missed, she's been missing in clumps. But those types of pop combos, she's actually been fairly good at this week.
7.
And then she goes and does that. And that's the most frustrating thing for a dart player. Extremely frustrating.
96. 60. 60. 60. 60. 41. 56. 100.
Last start there. Just stops Robin Byrne from taking full control of this third leg.
Ah, this is good from Byrne. Very good
171.
indeed.
Well, so far, this game has been a breakathlon, and it looks like that particular trend is going to continue.
35. Robin,
Because
you
Robin
require
has
58.
got time and space from this 58 to go within a leg of retribution against the Golden Girl. Double 15
Game
is
shot on the
found.
third leg. Robin Byrne.
Yeah, much better from Robin Byrne. It was a scratchy start to the leg,
Fourth
but you
leg, it's
can't
Robin
argue
to throw first. Game
those
up.
last 6 starts of it, that's for sure.
Just beginning to get into her groove a little bit.
121.
Indeed, and
59.
she could go level on points here with Gulliver after this match. If Byrne can manage to convert this leg,
60.
will make that third place chase very interesting indeed.
Certainly hots it up, and if she can win it by a 2-leg scoreline, there'd only be a leg between the pair in
60.
terms of legs difference as well, because Trina would be back at an even kill to 4 points and 0 legs difference, whilst Robin Byrne would be on 4 points minus 1 in terms of legs
80.
difference. Steph Clarke doesn't play till game 3 against Robin Byrne, and she could effectively be out of it if she loses her first game this evening if Robin was to go on and win this
85.
particular encounter, which she's in full charge of doing.
122.
Yeah, Robin looks much more assured here this evening. There's no two ways about it.
23. Robin, you require 118.
So 118 for Robin Byrne to win this game in 6 starts from this point. Finds a way above. It's double 19.
80.
She's just underneath. She has got time on her side.
Yeah, sensible dart, I think, with Trina back on 274 for Byrne.
58. Robin, you require 38. Game shot and the match. Robin
Yeah,
Byrne.
I like that. I like that a lot, going straight for it. It's Robin Byrne opens the night with 3-1 win over Trina Gulliver, and for her, those points on the table are vital. So we head into a short break, and when we return, we will return with Laura Turner taking on Gemma Hayter.
Are you ready to lift that trophy, Darius? Yes. Let's do it then. Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series 9 champion is Lucky D, Darius Labanowski!
what a wonderful night of darts we have seen, and we are ready. Our champion is ready, and it's trophy time. So receive the trophy. £25,000. The new Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Byrne. And one more time, the 8th Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Byrne. And the new Modus Super Series champion is Andreas Dirty Harrison. And one more time, the 7th Modus Super Series champion. Give it up for Andreas Dirty Harrison.
The moment we've all been waiting for. Would you please show your appreciation for your Series 6 Modus Super Series champion, Scott Taylor.
Time, your new Modus Super Series champion. He is Chucky. He is Jim McEwen.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series champion, retaining his title, the Nuke, Luke Littler.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where before the break, Byrne got the better of Trina Gulliver by 3 legs to 1, average of 73.65 for Robin to get the better of Trina by that scoreline. That moves her on to 4 points alongside Trina. Now, these two on 6 points going into today's play. Laura Turner, having beaten Gemma Hayter, meant that both players were tied on points going into this particular encounter. Gemma, the 31-year-old from Gosport, who had the opportunity to complete the card in this particular fixture yesterday, was unable to do so. And so that is why these two are now tied on points going into this particular contest. The winner of this one will move on to 8 points. And you feel like the winner of this particular match will find themselves in a position where they'd pretty much find themselves on the cusp of qualification. Still a little bit of work to do because of that win for Robin Byrne. Ideally, both players could have probably done with Trina Gulliver to have won the first game of the session, just to give themselves that extra security blanket. But it is Turner to get us underway in this one, who I think will be very pleased with the points total and the points return. It really did feel like Laura got absolutely everything out of yesterday's session that she possibly could.
Yeah, I think she did. And considering that she had commentated during the day as well, it was a long, long day for her yesterday. And yeah, I was impressed with the way she started yesterday, and she did really well. And, you know, jumping off the back of that
100
Six Nations singles win and the team win as well at the weekend, you know, look, good feelings with it on the dartboard, and just good feelings breed more good feelings, and that's kind of the way it must have felt for her yesterday.
81.
She knows the job's not done. She's been in there enough to know that, so there's a little bit of work to do. And if she could get it done in this game, she would be more than happy.
Are you just beginning to get the sense of Laura that she's beginning to become very much a stage player now, where maybe it did take her a little bit of time to to maybe
85.
acclimatise to that type of environment, particularly at the lakeside?
Yeah, possibly. It's only in the last few years that she's been using 3 darts the same. So
100.
I remember she had a different dart to another 2 until she was signed by her current dart company. So when we saw Sophie McKinley this afternoon having to use one of Paige Paulin's darts and 2 of her own, yeah, that was something that Laura, I did hear her say in commentary that she can sort of relate to because she did it all the time because she lost one.
I suppose lucky that Sophie and Paige are both
135.
signed on to the
Gemma,
same
you require
manufacturer then, isn't
70.
it?
Extremely lucky.
I hate to look at it tops to take the
Game
first
shot in the
leg, and
first
that's a
leg,
14
Gemma
dart
Hayter.
start for Gemma Hayter. The break is found. She's one to the good. And she had
Second
to take
leg
it out
is
as well
Gemma to
because
throw
Laura
first.
was breathing
Game
down
on.
her neck in that leg, leaving her self-handedly poised on tops if that 70 didn't go.
81. $43. $55.
Hayter chastises herself a little bit there. Didn't like that last dart. Wee bit wayward for her.
$41. $100. $45. $105.
Nicely done from Hayter, leaving the 160. Turn her back on 372. Probably a little bit stunned with what happened in the first leg. Took the wind out of her sails a little bit.
Well, Gemma Hayter's come into tonight with a real sense of purpose, hasn't she? Average right now 95 and that 14 dart in leg 1. And there is just a real sense of purpose about her this evening. She knows how important this first game is. She can get out the gate quickly, not just does she stop Laura Turner from putting points on the board, but she puts herself in a position where she's one game from
85.
mathematically
Gemma, you
guaranteeing
require
her place through.
115.
But 8 points should be a safe sanctuary for her. Trouble 19 would have left the double. Laura Turner does have an opportunity to level this
59.
game up, but it is
Laura, you
a
require
big shout at
147.
147.
$60. Gemma, you require 56.
So then Hayter for a 2-0 lead.
Game
And
shot in the
she takes
second
it.
leg. Gemma Hayter.
I think she is after revenge for yesterday's
Third
3-1
leg is
defeat,
Laura to
don't
throw
you?
First. Game on.
Oh, it would have smarted, particularly when you consider the context of it, the fact that she would have completed the card with her winning that particular fixture.
100.
So Gemma looking ahead to a campaign at the World Match Play this time next month. She takes on Fallon Sherrick in her
60.
opening assignment in that particular tournament. In terms of last night's numbers, average just under 80, and the most 180s of the group. In fact, she accounted for pretty much half of the 180s with 4. Highest average of
85.
82.88, which kind of signifies the fact that the range wasn't really too big in terms of performances. She was kind of playing around a decent base level. It was never really one great performance followed by one poor performance. It was kind of all in a bit of an equilibrium last night for her.
Yeah, she wasn't really asked to do anything more, was she? She was playing well within her side herself, and
100.
yeah, I think she wasn't being asked to do anything more, so she didn't have to.
$30.
Well, in this leg, Turner does have the ascendancy. Self-averaging 82, which is, in
41.
comparison to what she put in yesterday, is actually as good as she's performed. The only problem is she's walking into, well, Gemma Hayter wonderland at this present moment in time. And that was a Gemma Hayter caught in a couple of binds. But by hitting the second chub, you don't need to think about the situation.
No, indeed. It was just like, oh, stuff it. I'm going to throw it there. Oh, look, there's another treble 20. Lovely jubbly.
Although Laura's finding that scoring power now, and she's left herself on top. She was
Gemma,
left on it in the first leg
131.
before getting broken by Gemma. But if she finds this 1-3-1, it's game over. It's game over. She finds another tops.
111.
But it's just underneath.
Laura, you require 40.
Well, that would have stung. Needs to find this, though.
No score.
Unable to apply the finishing
Gemma, you
touches,
require
and this
20.
could be over.
Yeah, I tried to use the 2 darts that were in there previously. It just didn't happen.
Well, that should be the perfect guide for Gemma Hayter. But she
10.
cannot nestle her way through.
Laura, you require 40.
So Turner gets back at that double
Game
top.
shot in the third
Doesn't make
leg.
the
Laura
mistake this
Turner.
time round. Could that be a turning point in the match? It is just a hold of throat. Hayter to throw here.
Fourth leg, it's Gemma to throw first. Game
Well,
up.
this is what the slightly shorter format of best of 5 does. One misstep could cost you in an abundance. And Gemma Hayter will be hoping that
80.
she doesn't fall foul to that particular type of philosophy.
I'm just wondering here whether our referee has longer hair than the 2 girls from that shot.
125.
Maybe he's got his ponytail a little bit lower and makes it look like it's longer.
George Baker standing in the middle.
100.
What a fine head of hair he has there. Both facial and ponytail.
$100.
Looks like he should be at Glastonbury this weekend, doesn't he?
I forgot that was this weekend. Who's headlining that this year?
60.
Do you know what? I'm not sure.
I'll have a look for you.
Oh, thanks. We built a new barn in COVID times, and
60.
when we came out of COVID, we called it the party barn, and we did have a Glastonbury party on a Saturday night, and beamed in Glastonbury live on a big screen in the back of it. It was
100.
lovely. It was a good time.
I wonder whether you've heard of this act. Olivia Rodrigo.
Oh yeah.
Rod Stewart is also performing on the Sunday.
Oh, I knew Rod Stewart. They've been going on about that for a
100.
while.
Gemma, you require
80 years old.
161.
Apparently Rod Stewart is trying to break the 14-second 100-meter and have the world record or something of being the
30.
fastest 80-year-old
Laura, you require 160.
in the world or something to break 14 seconds as a sprint.
Well, this is certainly a sprint of a format. Laura Turner is hoping that we have a photo finish in this contest. But she needed to have taken out the 116 to have given herself the best possible chance. Now, Hayter missed the second double top off the back of this 1-3-1 combo in the previous leg. And she may be forced to take it out here with Turner left on double 8. She's going to get a look at that to square this game up at 2-2 from 2-0
43.
down.
Laura, you require 16.
Help or hindrance?
Game
Help
shot
in the
the
end,
fourth leg.
2-2.
Laura Turner.
Yeah, and she has done well here.
Fifth and final leg, it's Laura to throw first. Game on.
Well, those are the averages. You cannot split the pair. Both averaging 81.6, and they're doubling identical as well. 2 from 6 in terms of their doubling. High quality
60.
contest between the top 2 players in this group.
$59.
This will make this last leg a bit of a nervy, cagey affair unless somebody can stamp their authority on it.
Well, both players know how significant winning this game is and the opportunity
44.
that it gives themselves if they were able to pick these couple of points up. The winner will move on to 8 in the group. Been a win of absolute mathematical qualification, but the winner of this one will have so much leeway that
125.
maybe even 8 would be enough as Laura Turner just limbers up ahead of this turn to the board.
$40.
That first start's usually the perfect one for Gemma. She can
100.
use it as a guide, but that third one didn't come out the hand the way that she would have liked it to.
Laura now needs a 140 just to stay in the leg, really.
$60.
So Hayter's taken the darts here and has 6 and 2 on 7 to eventually get the job done. She did open up a 2-0 lead in this game with that
50.
14 darter in the first leg with Turner poised on a double, then doubled up her advantage. Turner on back-to-back legs, but is in need of a big score here to keep herself in the equation in this decider. And finding a big score is exactly what she's doing.
140.
The 140 means that both
Gemma,
players
you've got
are at a similar point on the leg,
167.
but Hayter's taken the darts.
Oh, this would be special. And
139.
that was a special visit.
Laura, you acquire 157.
Kind of counteracted the Turner visit of 140 the previous throw.
She's not going to find the 157, and so Hayter will come back looking at double 14 to eventually cross the line. She'd led this game 2-0. Let that lead slip.
89. Gemma, you acquired 28.
This would re-establish herself as the dominant force in
up.
this
And the
Group
match,
B.
Gemma Hayter.
Gemma Hayter is off to the perfect start. She moves clear at the top of the table once again and is 1 win away from qualifying for Saturday once again. As for Laura Turner, she was 2-0 down, courageously fought back to 2 apiece, but Gemma Hayter perhaps feeling a little bit hot on the collar, but she's off to a red-hot start. Really good performance that. Average is under 84, decent doubling coming up after the break. Robin Byrne takes on Steph Clarke.
$54. Charlie McGuire, 164. $44. $32. Charlie McGuire, 120.
Well, 120. He's got a fair, at least 2 handfuls at this. Just needs to stay
60.
there. That's a good shot. Halves his score, leaves himself on a 2-darter.
$26. Charlie
Time on his
McGuire,
side
60.
to become back-to-back singles champion.
$40.
Definitely a couple of nerves in those last 2 darts, but he'll be coming back.
It's a moment he's been in before this situation. Standing at the back of the
81.
stage,
Charlie
approaching the
McGuire,
hockey with a
20.
chance to win the title.
He did this to win the first title, if you remember.
11.
I think he's gone.
Georgia
I think
require
he's gone to
180.
bust it, maybe. The first title he won, he wanted 20. He went 6 double 7 to win it. He had a chance to replicate it again.
Yeah, I get the feeling that was for a bust. And
39.
on that situation there, George Gage wasn't even
9.
able to take it out going to the 18s on that switch.
Yeah, I think he just panicked a bit, but he's done well to get that big one.
Sometimes can be the hardest part.
Georgia requires
This is it.
79.
It's got to be 19s. It's got to be 19s for this shot. Big 20 and a double. He's got the first one. He's going to get a match dart here.
$59. Charlie,
Threw
you
the entire
require
body into that
8.
one. Just didn't want to let go of the dart.
No score.
He's given George a chance.
Georgia require 20.
I think George has been quite good on double 10 today.
So many opportunities for Charlie Murphy.
Got
Couldn't get the job
it.
done.
Got in the match. And the Red Dragon
George
Modus
Skate.
Super Series Influencers Champion, George Skate.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series. Before the break, Gemma Hayter got the better of Laura Turner in the last leg decider. That puts Gemma 2 points clear of Laura at the top of the table and puts her to win a win of mathematical qualification. Steph Clarke and Robin Byrne go head-to-head in this, our third game of the evening. Robin already having played tonight and already has got a win on the board. 3-1 success against Trina Gulliver to open up the show. The 28-year-old from Dublin, who is looking to make it through to Saturday night up against Steph Clarke, the 34-year-old from Shrewsbury. Made it through to the finals back in Women's Week 2 when she made her previous appearance here. But she's going to do so here. She's going to need a strong night tonight. She's now a lonesome figure at the bottom of the table, having picked up just one win last night. Although that win was with the best average of anybody over the course of, well, the whole group so far. Average of 89.62,
to throw first.
including
Game
a
on.
120 finish and a 3-1 win over Laura Turner in game number 6 of the session. So she's shown us glimpses of what she could do. Had a very
25.
successful weekend at the weekend just gone at the Six Nations Championship. So comes into this with fairly good form.
140.
But she knows that she's going to qualify tonight. She's going to need a big night.
Yeah, she knows it. I think we were talking about it earlier. I went down into the
58.
players' room and had a little chat with some of the girls. And yeah, you know, she knows that she didn't quite perform as she can last night.
46.
We were talking about the determination of the face on the throw, and I said probably Robin and Steph were the two that looked like they were the two that would
97.
look very determined on their throw and very focused. And here they are playing one another.
99.
Just the third game in.
No national bragging rights, just
60.
personal bragging rights this evening. And potentially for one of these two, because realistically, of the trio of Gulliver, Byrne and Clarke,
119.
you sense only one of them is probably going to get through out of them, because you still expect Laura Turner to get 2 points total, which would be enough to get into Saturday's final. In fact, Steph Clarke will be hoping that Laura Turner picks up
83.
points, because it
Steph,
might
you
make her
require
life a little bit
97.
easier as the evening goes along. But it could be a night that gets off to the perfect start. She's got 6 starts here from 97 to get the break of throw right from the
57.
get-go, and she leaves herself on double top upon her return to do exactly that.
58. Steph, you require 40. Game shot in the first leg.
Yeah,
Steph Clarke.
no point in carrying one dart to the board, hit it the second. Why not hit it the third? So
Second
nice
leg,
opening
it's Steph
break
to throw
for
first.
Steph
Game on.
Clarke.
180.
And with the confidence of winning that leg comes a bit of momentum and a 180 first throw of the next. Leave it, Henry. Leave
29.
it. We know they're on a 9. No longer.
Ironically, for once, I wasn't even going to mention it. She's come out
40.
tonight, hasn't she, Steph Clarke, with a real sense of purpose. Look, she knows that she needs to get on to a strong start and she needs to set her stall out right from the get-go. And to her credit,
81.
that is exactly what she's doing. Now, I'm not going to give away what happened, but there was a challenge on stage a little bit early on this evening involving
100.
the 5 players in action this evening. And some of the stuff that Steph was throwing in that particular challenge would have been a bit of an eyebrow
27.
raiser for the rest of the field. Put it this way, there was a point deep into one of these challenge matches where
84.
she was averaging the best part of 104. And she's averaging here in excess of 90, and she's left herself 97 after just a
44.
dozen darts to open
Steph,
up a
you
2-0
require
lead. And just like the
97.
previous leg, she's got all the time that she could possibly want to be afforded a 2-leg buffer.
57.
Yeah, indeed she has. And the Swan looking good once again.
60. Steph, you
And this
require
second
40.
leg tops up this time again.
$35.
Oh, that was a nasty one, wasn't it?
It just makes things awkward now, doesn't it? But the only good thing from Steph's perspective is Robin is nowhere on the scene to
25.
be able to
Steph, you
capitalise
require
right
5.
now.
No score.
Robin would be wishing she was a little closer.
140.
Well, she is
Steph, you
now.
require 5. No score. Robin, you require 95.
This could be a real pincher of a leg. And this would hurt Steph Clarke if Robin finds a double 19.
57.
Unable to get, but Steph
Steph,
Clarke
you
has
require
survived a
5.
scare that she shouldn't even be anywhere near.
3. Robin,
Indeed,
you
and
require
it would be an
38.
absolute momentum stopper for Steph Clarke because
Game shot in the second
it's
leg.
kind of
Robin Byrne.
not only did all the attempts kill her average, but that is
Third
an
leg, it's Robin
absolute
to correct
heartbreaker
first.
for
Game
her.
on.
Well, not just as she lost that leg, but the break that she got in leg 1 has also been evaporated. So she's going to have to
59.
do the hard work again. 7 darts and a double in the end miss to win that previous leg. 1 from
61.
10 overall on the outer ring.
$77.
We're now seeing a different spring in the step from Robin Byrne, aren't we?
70.
With that success of the last leg, the momentum is now starting to go her direction.
58.
Well, it's easy to say you've got to put that leg to the back of the mind, but both players know exactly what happened there. And
61.
Robin will think, right, my opponent can't finish off legs. Let's kick on from here whilst Steph is trying her best to put it to the back of the mind. But the more you say put it to the back of your mind, the more it's still
60.
in the brain.
Yeah, absolutely. You're spot on, Henry. It's what gets us all. Sometimes the
47.
ability of not allowing us to forget what we've done on those days where it's all going right. You
59.
don't remember why it's going right because you forget so quickly.
$46.
So Robin, 6 darts on 188 to re-establish the lead at 2-1 in this contest.
58.
Well, opportunity here for Steph if she can hit big here.
$78.
Yeah,
Robin,
needed
you
that big
require
treble, didn't
130.
she? Puts her now back in touch. Oh, lovely dart from Byrne. Bullseye.
96. Steph, you require 138.
138 is not going to be achieved on this occasion, and it's the
60.
lesser
Robin, you
spotted
require
double
34.
17. 2 8s,
18.
and that was a chance for 2
Steph, you
1.
require
And the
78.
lesser spotted double 17 still stays lesser spotted because nobody spotted it.
Oh, I spotted it.
58. Robin, you require 16.
So 2 8s. Wasn't set there, so just took a pause for a second. Down for double 2.
Game shot in
Finds
the
it
third
with the
leg.
last
Robin
dart.
Byrne.
And I tell you what, that took a bit of composure because
Fourth leg, it's Steph
she
to throw
stood
first.
back before the
Game on.
first dart and then hot under the collar, as you can see there. It is a very warm evening. It's blisteringly hot in Portsmouth.
45.
Although I will say that when we get to Tuesday, I recommend the players next week to ensure they have the
96.
right means to keep themselves cool, because temperatures here could reach as high as 30 degrees Celsius, which means in that building
60.
under the lights, it is going to be incredibly hot.
It will be closer to 40 than 30. There's no two ways about that. And yeah,
59.
I played here on one of those days in an August last year, and yeah, wow, extremely hot. I think it was it's
60.
a type of atmosphere in here that my nan used to call close. It's very claustrophobic. It's very
140.
warm. It's difficult to play darts in, and of course you can't turn on sort of heaters,
99.
I hope you're not
con-
turning on heaters.
air conditioning devices, because it does blow the darts all over the place. So
100.
However, the good news is we've got one in our commentary box.
and we're sealed off from the rest of the world, and then we can sit here in coats if we want to.
58. Robin, you require 106.
So this for the match. Byrne looking at 106 and 6 darts from here. Well, this would be the perfect start to her evening.
74.
That would have been for 2 wins out of 2, and it would have seen a leapfrog Gulliver at the top of the race for third position.
59.
So
Robin,
double
you require
16 to seal
32.
it. Shovels across.
Game
And
shot.
finds
and the match,
a way
Robin
through,
Byrne.
and that's a 3-1 win for Robin Byrne. It's the perfect start for her. She knew the first 2 games were of the utmost importance, and she's managed to find a way of winning both of them. At the tail of the tape, Steph Clarke missed to play for a dart to lead 2-0. And from that point onwards, it was all about Robin Byrne. Coming up next, Gemma Hayter takes on Trina Gulliver. Welcome back to the salubrious live lounge here in Portsmouth for the Modus Super Series. Before the break, Byrne made it 2 wins out of 2 for her night, getting in the better of Steph Clarke by 3 legs to 1. Match number 4 is a meeting between Trina Gulliver and Gemma Hayter. For Gemma, she can dot the I's, cross the T's, be safe in the knowledge that she's going to be through to Saturday night's final with a win here against the Golden Girl, who you get the sense needs to win this particular match. She was in third position at the beginning of play. Well, that position is now occupied by Byrne because of those couple of victories, including one against Trina, where I think the Golden Girl will be the first to admit that she was just a little bit off the mark in that opening game. As for Gemma Hayter, well, she got off to a blistering start. 14 data in her first leg, average of just under 84.
Game on.
Doubling impressive as well. 3 from 7 when given an opportunity at a double. And a 3-2 success against Laura Turner. And so, effectively here, the Gosport Ace has got
60.
this group in the palm of her hand. She has progression through to tomorrow night's finale exactly where she wants it. As for Trina Gulliver, you get the sense this is a huge game.
81.
Loses this one, she may find herself in a spot of bother, but win this one, then she moves on to 6 points at the halfway stage. Her final couple of games, a meeting with Steph Clarke
30.
at the bottom of the table in match number 7, and then she'll finish off proceedings in a second battle of the commentators against Laura
85.
Turner, of which she'll be hoping by that particular point in time will already be through to Saturday night showdown.
60.
And by that point, Scott, we'll find out whether me, you or neither of us have got the night off tomorrow.
60.
Well, yeah, indeed. I quite like the ladies' weeks. I really do. I think they're really enjoyable. So
60.
I don't mind working them. I can tell you. I always look forward to it.
I think one of the other things as well is it's the variety of players that we see. Because let's be honest, it could have been so easy
80.
for the organisers here to have kind of copped out a little and it just be the top 12, say, for example, on the Women's Series Order of Merit. But actually, you look at the players that have been selected,
100.
different players have come in, different players have come out, different orders of merit have been used to kind of determine the selection process of players. And so, actually, it's given a opportunity to a variety of different players. It's not just been the same 12, for
100.
example, every single time.
No, and I like that. Yeah, I like that, to give other ladies a chance. And we're trying to build the ladies' game and grow the ladies' game, whether it's on the women's series,
100.
Motor Super Series,
Trina, you
or
acquire
even
95.
the WDF. For the ladies' game to get bigger, it needs opportunities like this for all the ladies, and this is what we're doing here.
76 left.
Yeah.
Going to find the treble there, and so Gulliver
55.
will leave herself
Gemma, you require
handily
91.
poised on tops unless Hayter can find the 91.
Yeah.
She goes bullseye as well. Treble 17 would have given her a dart at double 60, not to be, and so Gulliver
40.
looking at tops to take
Trina,
out
you
the
require
opening
40.
leg against the throw. 2 10s.
20.
Clip of the bow, but clip the
Gemma,
wrong
you
side,
require
and so Hayter's an
51.
opportunity to save this leg on throw. She can find double top.
11. Trina, you require 20.
So Gulliver given another opportunity to break the throw.
Game shot in the first
eventually
leg.
gets
Trina
there.
Gulliver. Second leg, it's Trina to throw first.
Yeah, she
Game
does
on.
indeed, and a break of throw for Trina, and an important one in that in the situation. Oh, here we go. Is she going to open up with a 180? Yes, she does.
80.
Well, Trina does have a score to settle against Gemma. 4 times they've met this week. 4 times it's gone to a
85.
last leg decider. And 4 times Gemma Hayter has come out on top.
Yeah, look, there's a lot of respect for each other between these two.
55.
You know, Gem was baby Gem when Trina probably first met her, and Trina would have been as a 10 times world champion, somebody that Gemma
81.
would have looked up to amazingly. And now, you know, as you become better in the game, it happens to all of us. You start getting to know your idols.
137.
And this is a prime situation. Then you get to have to play them, and it makes it very difficult to beat them as well.
58.
It's
Trina,
not
you
easy to
require
beat them.
129.
And when you start beating them, you start thinking, oh, you know, I shouldn't be beating my heroes. So the game throws up a lot of different scenarios for,
57.
particularly when there's generations between the players.
Well, to a certain extent, I suppose the tables have turned because Gemma right at the very elite of the game.
55.
And I suppose when you look at the
Trina,
odds,
you
she will
require
be
72.
expected to win these types of games. Or at least that's what the bookies would say anyway. But Trina has pushed
32.
her every single match this week, and it's been moments of brilliance. Has been the dictative detail.
$85. Trina, you require 40. Game shot in the second leg.
Yeah, nicely
Trina
finished by
Gulliver.
Gulliver there. An 18 dart leg on throw, meaning
The
Gemma had to
leg
go
is
out
Gemma
in
to throw
15.
first. Game on.
Not that it's beyond Gemma's capabilities, but that was a good solid hold of throw from Gulliver.
125.
Well, this has been a much better performance from Trina in comparison to her first match. For Gemma, it's been a little bit off
41.
the pace.
It's a situation now where can Gulliver get one more leg before Gemma Hayter gets 3? That's the big situation here. And Gemma needs to be doing
140.
that, exactly that, to start the momentum turning.
Well, Gemma knows that she's got spells in there, and
85.
she's going to have to find a real purple patch here. She's going to turn this one around. But she's going about her business nicely on throw here.
100. $43. Gemma, you require 136.
136 is still on. Another one of them. And that first start was sat perfectly as well.
96.
The treble 20 there was asking, hit me, hit me. The first start was lovely, wasn't it?
Sweet as a nut, as they'd say in the commentary trait.
41. Gemma, you require 40.
Potential 13 darter here.
Game
and
shot
that
in
is
the
a
third
13
leg. Gemma
darter.
Hayter.
And that's the type of purple patch that Gemma Hayter is more than capable of.
Fourth leg, it's Trina to throw first. Game on.
It's the best leg of the evening so far.
$100.
Yeah, that first start is being found on a more regular basis for Gemma.
85.
Yeah, and her game is then built from that, isn't it? It is a very high-powered scoring game when she is right on the button.
100.
Gulliver not going away here. She has the experience on throw. She knows exactly what she needs to do here with the throw.
55.
Well, Gemma hoping to be quids in come Saturday evening, and just like in a
140.
game of Quidditch, 10 points for qualification for Gemma Hayter this evening. Well, Gulliver looking at 161, and
Trina,
this
you
would
require
seal the match for her.
161.
And by the scoreline that she could win it by, it would open up
Yeah, 60 scored.
a bit of a legs difference gap between herself and Robin Byrne. Bullseye!
shot,
Yes,
and
a
that's
golden
Trina
finish
Gulliver.
from the Golden Girl. Earlier on this week, when her opponent wasn't on a finish, she didn't go for it, she got booed for it. And that is why you go for the bull. A brilliant finish from the 10-time world champion, just showing some of that golden class. Well, that's really lit the blue touch paper, hasn't it? Gulliver 3, Hayter 1. Coming up after the break, it is Steph Clarke against Laura Turner. Are you ready to lift that trophy, Darius?
Yes.
Let's do it then.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series 9 champion is Lucky D, Darius Labanowski!
Well, what a wonderful night of darts we have seen, and we are ready. Our champion is ready, and it's trophy time. So receive the trophy. £25,000. The new Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Byrne. And one more time, the 8th Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Byrne. And the new Modus Super Series champion is Andreas Dirty Harrison. And one more time, the 7th Modus Super Series champion. Give it up for Andreas Dirty Harrison!
The moment we've all been waiting for. Would you please show your appreciation for your Series 6 Modus Super Series champion, Scott Taylor!
One more time, your new Modus Super Series champion. He is Chucky. He is Jim McEwen.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series champion, retaining his title, the Nuke, Luke Lidlow!
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series. So before the break, Trina Gulliver found a 1-6-1, an inspired moment to get the better of Gemma Hayter by 3-1. It puts the champagne on ice for Gemma in terms of qualifying through, and it definitely helps Trina Gulliver's chances of making it into back-to-back finals here on a Super Series Women's Week. So as we end the 4th match of the session, we know that Trina Gulliver has put herself onto 6 points because of that win. That's what we've seen so far. Steph Clarke against Laura Turner is our 5th game of the night. And so we go into that particular fixture now with Trina Gulliver on 6 points in the group. So game 5 is Steph Clarke against Laura Turner. And for Laura, if she can win this game and win it by a scoreline, she will leapfrog Gemma Hayter at the top of the group. In fact, actually, my mistake. Any win for Laura Turner would see her leapfrog Gemma to the top of the Group B table. So, Gemma Hayter top, 8 points plus 2 legs difference.
First leg,
Trina
it's
Gulliver
Steph to throw first.
second,
Game
6
on.
points plus 2. Laura Turner in third, 6 points plus 2. But Trina, because she's played a game more, has got a couple of legs more. So
100.
win for Laura, she will put herself to the summit. For Steph Clarke, she loses this one, then you get the sense that the game is pretty much up for her.
140.
And this table really is beginning to conjoin a little bit. Because they head down there.
132.
She's quite lucky, really. The second dart stayed in the board. Now, because the point was touching the target, it means that it still counts as a scoring dart, even if it was dangling like a loose tooth.
43. 59. 60.
For Laura, I don't think she'll be disappointed with the performance in her game against Gemma Hayter. She'll be disappointed, of course, with the outcome, but in terms of level of performance, there was a lot there that she can take as positives going into this one.
Yeah, there definitely was. But we're in a different scenario here now, isn't it? It's
45.
Laura's got to somehow throw with a bit of freedom. There's a pressure on the situation.
57.
There's 4 girls that can still win the group here.
$100. Steph, you require
Pick up for the last
108.
there, but Steph back for 108 to take out the opening leg. Is going to get a dart at a double. And that double is double 12.
84. Laura, you require 113.
This would be a breaker throw if this goes. Single 13. Nicely achieved. Not an easy one to hit.
73.
Oh, and that was close.
Steph, you
Very
require
close
24.
indeed.
Game shot in the first
Double
leg.
6 converted
Steph
in
Clarke.
from Steph Clarke.
Second leg, it's Laura to throw first. Game on.
So she takes the opening leg of this one. She did get off to a good start in her game, didn't she, against Byrne, and she had opportunity to open up a 2-0 lead. They came to pass. Byrne took that leg, and from that point onwards, there was only really one
45.
winner of that particular contest.
$140.
The Swan looking to turn the tide.
45.
Yeah, and you have to say, Laura's throwing every dart as an individual dart, isn't she, at the moment? Needs to try and get
43.
a wee bit of rhythm going so you can find your spot.
The problem Laura's got is she loses this game, she gets dragged right back into the mix where
135.
in her opening match she had an opportunity to move clear of those behind her in the group.
55. $81. $42.
Well, 6 darts here to Level this contest back up at 1 apiece.
100.
Picks off a treble, leaves herself on a 2-darter.
Depending on what goes here. Oh, fill it up.
140. Laura, you require 95.
So 95 to level this game up at 1 apiece. Attacked it, 74 left. 20 will leave double top.
55.
If
Steph, you
Steph
require
Clarke
81.
cannot find this 81. It's double 12 again.
69. Laura, you require 40.
So tops for Turner. 2 10s. Double 5, big dart.
30.
And is that a big miss?
Steph, you require 12.
Could well be punished for that here.
9.
Oh, you could see it bounce
Laura,
off the
you
wire
require
on the
10.
inside wire there of the double 3 for Steph Clarke.
Huge opportunity presents itself. Laura cannot afford to miss many more. She's got 1 left.
Game shot in the second
And manages
leg.
to find
Laura
a flick
Turner.
off the flight that was fortuitous for her. And we are back level at 1 apiece.
Third leg, it's Steph to throw first.
Yeah, it was
Game
rather a big glance off of the flight before. Actually not had that deflection. Maybe that dart was
83.
not heading where it ended up.
All's well, but ends well.
up. 85. 47. 100. 26. 60. 60.
Just really waiting for somebody to take this game by the scruff of the neck, really, aren't you?
Yeah, it is one of those, isn't it? It's a vital game for... Definitely for Laura Turner, and Steph should be throwing with a bit of freedom. You know, she's there at the bottom of the group. She now just wants to show what she's got.
100.
The chances,
Laura, you require
whereas
156.
chances are still getting through, but she's running out of games, and lots of results would have to go her way. So my advice to her now is just throw with a bit of freedom and enjoy, and be the spoiler. You've got all the ability there to be the spoiler
43.
and enjoy being the spoiler. Because it was the other way round, they wouldn't have no problem spoiling it for you.
Well, to a certain extent, Steph Clarke has got a free roll because
65.
from
Laura,
this
you
point
require
onwards, she's
113.
going to have to complete the card to be able to get out of this group. And so, if you almost go there with a bit of a free roll attitude, you may find that things work out in your favour a little bit. But it's going to be a little bit difficult if Laura Turner's doing things like this. Like
Game
taking
shot
out the
third leg,
113.
Laura Turner.
That's a crucial break at a crucial time. And she's a leg away now from a win, which would put her
leg is
right
Laura
on the
to throw
brink of
first.
qualification. It
Game
put her
on.
on to 8 points, and it would put her to clear Trina, Gulliver and Robin Byrne in positions 3 and 4 respectively.
$85. 58. 41. 55.
Well, we've reached a pivotal point in this Group B as we head towards the midway point of the second night's worth of action. Everybody would have played 6 games by the end of this particular contest.
81.
Gemma Hayter's in charge of proceedings. A win here for Laura put her on to 8. Trina would be on 6 points level with Robbie Byrne. It looks like them two are going to have a bit of a race towards the line as to who's going to progress out of this group and into Saturday's finale.
$60. 100.
Well, a ton there for Steph, but Laura with a decent score here will be in a position to wrap this one up quite quickly. But a lot about how this leg's going to go could be dictated by what she does here.
85.
Yeah, that was a deflection that didn't turn out too advantageous for Turner there. We spoke about the one that came off the flight and went in the double 5 to go 1-1.
You require 149.
That one did totally the opposite. Went in the single 5 at a bit of an angle.
You know what they say about things evening up over the course of time, and that's exactly what's happened there.
55. Steph, you require 145.
So 145 to save it. Treble 15. Not too far off, but far enough away to present Turner with an opportunity
85.
to win.
Laura, you require 94.
Looks like she's going treble 18 for me.
Yes. $54. Steph, you
with
require
the treble,
60.
and Steph's back here for 60 to take us all the way. 2 darts at double top.
Game
First
shot
dart
in
was
the
a
fourth
beautiful
leg.
guide,
Steph
nestles it
Clarke.
in with the second, and we will head to a last leg decider for the second time this evening.
Fifth
And
and
the only
final
other
leg,
time,
it's Steph to throw
well,
first.
with Laura Turner that was
Game
involved
on.
in it. She lost out 3-2 to Gemma Hayter. She does not want that fortune to follow her again.
58.
Yeah, the longer you're waiting for your first win, then they become very difficult to get hold of, and then all the demons start going through your head. She doesn't want that. She'd love to get it done here. And you can see the height of concentration on her face,
100.
trying to get the job done.
$60. 85. 100.
Turner's got an opportunity to overturn the throw in this leg, but she's now being found guilty of just a few too many drifts into the 5 like that.
30.
Yeah, she didn't need that right then, did she? What that does is offer an opportunity for your opponent.
45.
But she's dodged a bullet there. Still 50 behind, but a ton here would see her in very good stead. Anything over than that would be absolutely superb for her.
81.
It's okay. Well, so far this leg has been like playing pass the parcel with an Amazon delivery driver.
45.
Neither just accepting the gift.
That's good. Will she go for the balls over the last?
100.
No. Maybe a more sensible option. She stays up there, leaves herself 105, and now it's
81.
Clarke, who looked to be a little bit all over the place, but then finds a big treble at the end. This is still anybody's.
Well, Lord's already had the 113 in this game. She could finish off with the 105.
85.
Just underneath.
Steph, you require 112.
Now for Clarke to give it a good go.
Game shot and the match.
And not only does she give it a good go, she hits the 112 in what was a scintillating game there between Clarke and Turner. Could that be a pivotal point at the night for Turner? It's a 3-2 win for Steph Clarke. 70 average for her, 72 for Turner. But it's those finishes, 112 for Clarke, 113 for Turner. We head into a short break, and when we return, it'll be Byrne taking on Gemma Hayter.
Are you ready to lift that trophy, Darius?
Yes.
Let's do it then.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series 9 champion is Lucky D. Darius Lewandowski!
Well, what a wonderful night of darts we have seen, and we are ready. Our champion is ready, and it's trophy time. So receive the trophy. £25,000. The new Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Byrne. And one more time, the 8th Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Byrne. And the new Modus Super Series champion is Andreas Dirty Harrison. And one more time, the 7th Modus Super Series champion. Give it up for Andreas Dirty Harrison!
The moment we've all been waiting for. Would you please show your appreciation for your Series 6 Modus Super Series champion, Scott Taylor!
Time, your new Modus Super Series champion. He is Chucky. He is Jim McEwen.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series champion, retaining his title, the Nuke, Luke Lidlow!
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where before the break, Steph Clarke got the better of Laura Turner by 3 legs to 2. That's the end of the 5th match of the evening session. So this is how the table looks. Gemma Hayter, top of the pile, 8 points to her name. Trina, Gulliver, Laura Turner and Robin Byrne, all on 6 respectively. Trina in second, plus 2 legs difference. Laura and Robin, well, they can't be split. Plus 1 legs difference in that particular column. And Robin is still to play Laura this evening. That's in game 8 of the session. And crucially, that's Robin Byrne's last game of the group. Now, Gemma
First
Hayter
leg, it's Robin to throw first.
can become the
Game
first
on.
player to confirm her passage through to Saturday's showpiece. A victory in this one against the
46.
player from the Republic of Ireland would mean that she would be back into the Saturday Showdown for the third time in as many Women's Week appearances. These two will
45.
be heading to Blackpool next month for the Women's World Match Play. Robin's first assignment is a meeting with the Lancashire Rose, Lisa Ashton, whilst Gemma Hayter will
90.
kick off her campaign against Fallon Sherrock. If these two are to meet at that particular tournament, well, they're both going to have to make it through to the final
180.
because this pair are in conflicting halves of the draw. What a start it is for Gemma Hayter. Maximum of her second visit and looking to get the
97.
job done, looking to cross the line and progress through to Saturday's final without there needing to be any drama in her last match.
60. $80. $46.
Well, Hayter first finished, leaving 170 after just a dozen darts. Robin, though, on throw.
52. Gemma, you
It's a real
require
big plus to Gemma's
170.
darts is the way that she counts around this area. She's always giving herself chances. It's not often you see her left on
60.
166, is
Robin,
it,
you
or
require
anything like that?
136.
136. Can't be done now.
80.
And so
Gemma, you
Hayter
require
back for 110 to get the break in this opening leg. Byrne sat on 56. Unless Hayter can find treble 19, a bullseye. What a recovery this would be.
85.
It wasn't too far
Robin,
away.
you require 56. Game shot in the first leg. Robin Byrne.
Robin Byrne really has been the fox in the hen house tonight, hasn't she?
Second leg, it's Gemma to throw first.
I
Game
did
on.
say she could have a special night early doors. I actually said it to Robin when she left the stage earlier from doing some other stuff
41.
for the channel. I said, I just got a feeling about you tonight. There's just something about you. We haven't seen you yet. And she really is turning up now.
Well, we mentioned it yesterday. Of all the players in the
85.
field, she's the one highest on the Women's Series Order of Merit this year. The highest seed for the match play out of all the players involved this week at number 5.
85.
Highest seed than Gemma Hayter, highest seed than Kirsty Venikainen. Now then, Scott, would you like
100.
tonight's tungsten teaser? Now, because it's Friday night,
Did I get a choice there? No,
you
of
never
course
had
I
it,
wanted
and you
it.
never will. Now, I'm going to start something brand new with the tungsten teaser because the tungsten teaser on Friday will be darts related, but nothing to do with
134.
darts. You'll get my drift in a second.
That's about as clear as mud, that is.
So, the World Series of Darts is
140.
in New York City this weekend. The tungsten teaser is as follows. How many subway stations are there in New York City?
150.
Fantastic. What a brilliant, just everybody get on
135. Robin, you
social
require
media
32.
and roll the answers in, please.
Game shot in the second leg. Robin Byrne.
13 data for Robin Byrne to get the break at throw and
Third
to get a
leg is
2-0
Robin
lead.
to throw first.
Just for
Game on.
clarity, when I say subways, I mean trains, not sandwiches.
Oh, I thought you. Oh, no.
56.
Well, that's me out for a start. I've just put 487.
$100. $99.
Tell you what,
140.
it's got your brain whirling and it's got the brains of those in the gallery are whirling.
For the first time this evening.
48.
So the Friday night tungsten teas, we're going to do a little bit differently. We're going to have a little bit more fun
43.
with the Friday night tungsten teas because it's Friday night after all.
Yeah, it's not a school night. Unless you do Saturday school.
45. 100. 43. Gemma, you require 118.
Hayter 118 to save this contest. 114 scores, so it's down for double two.
114. 83. Gemma,
So
you
two
require
twos
4.
to bring it back to 2-1. And if not, Robin Byrne's got an opportunity to win this contest. The Madhouse.
No score. Robin, you require
And she'll be mad with that
127.
dart because that was nowhere near. Byrne on 127 and more than capable. Not to be this time round.
47. Gemma, you require 4.
Well, Gemma given another chance,
Game
and this
shot in the
time
third
she
leg.
makes
Gemma
no
Hayter.
mistake on the double two. Breaks back, game returns to throw at 2-1.
Yeah, Hayter with the throw now.
Fourth leg, it's
For all
Gemma
intents
to
and
throw
purposes,
first.
looking to go 2-2.
Game on.
Now, if I'm Robin Byrne in this situation, what are you thinking? I'm thinking I need to throw with a bit of relaxation, bit of freedom, because you know what's coming from
66.
Gemma Hayter. She's got the momentum now, having got that first leg with the breaker throw. You've got to start believing in yourself, but without trying too hard.
56.
You've got to visualise the winning post and getting yourself there in this situation.
140.
However, the problem Robin's got is chasing her
100.
tail is a Gemma Hayter who has brought her average up now to in excess of 85.
And what Gemma is not doing is
140.
she's not missing trebles. She is forcing the situation, not leaving anything to chance.
71. Gemma, you require 155.
She's making it happen and doing it herself.
Forcing the issue of Robin Byrne, who in this
85.
leg has got no counter-attack. 70 left after just a dozen darts.
77. Gemma, you require
So this
70.
to take us all the way to a last leg decider. It's going to be 2 darts at double top. 2 tens. Doesn't want to go inside.
50.
Well, that was more than a safe dart.
Yeah, we saw her make a bit of the mess of the double two earlier, but she came back and recovered without a problem.
139.
Now she is under a wee
Gemma,
bit
you
of pressure
require
here
20.
for this 20 with Byrne back on 58.
Doesn't get this. The game could be over. But that is a beautiful guide.
10.
Cannot
Robin, you require 58.
find a way through. And so Byrne is back for 58 to complete a 3-1 victory.
Game chart and the match.
Tonight
Robin
is
Byrne.
very much the night of Robin Byrne. 3 games played, 3 games won. And the latest a success against Gemma Hayter. Straight back down stage left. Because she knows now she's put herself right into play. A win which puts her on to 8 points. It keeps Gemma Hayter on 8 points. And suddenly this game after the break is a huge one. Steph Clarke against Trina Gulliver could be a cracker.
Charlie McGuire, 164. 44. 32. Charlie require 120.
Well, 120. He's got a fair, at least 2 handfuls at this. Just needs to stay
60.
there. That's a good shot. Halves his score. Leaves himself on a 2-darter.
$26. Charlie
Time on his
require
side
60.
to become back-to-back singles champion.
$40.
Definitely a couple of nerves in those last 2 darts. But he'll be coming back.
It's a moment he's been in before this situation. Standing at the back of the
81.
stage,
Charlie
approaching the
require
Oki with a
20.
chance to win the title.
He did this to win the first title, if you remember.
11.
I think he's gone.
Georgia
I think
require
he's gone to
180.
bust it, maybe. The first title he won, he wanted 20. He went 6-7-7 to win it. He had a chance to replicate it again.
Yeah, I get the feeling that was for a bust, and
39.
on that
Charlie
situation there, George
require
Gave wasn't even
9.
able to take it out going to the 18s on that switch.
Yeah, I think he just panicked a bit, but he's done well to get that big one.
Sometimes can be the hardest part.
Georgia requires
This is it.
79.
It's got to be 19s. It's got to be 19s for this shot. Big 20 and a double. He's got the first one. He's going to get a match dart here.
$59. Charlie
Threw the entire
require
body into that
8.
one. Just didn't want to let go of the dart.
No score.
He's given George a chance.
Georgia require 20.
I think George has been quite good on double 10 today.
So many opportunities for Charlie Murphy.
Got
Couldn't get the job
it.
done.
Got it, the match. And the Red Dragon
George
Modus
Skate.
Super Series Influencers Champion, George Skate.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where before the break we saw Byrne get the better of Gemma Hayter by 3 legs to 1. That's moved Robin, shall I say, to the top of the group. 8 points to her name alongside Gemma Hayter on that particular mark. And just doing some scatterbrain maths, Scott, there's potentially a scenario where every single player could finish on 8 points in this group. It would need Steph Clarke to win both of her remaining matches, Laura Turner to get the better of Byrne,
First leg, it's Steph
and
to throw
then
first.
Trina Gulliver
Gemma.
getting the better of Laura Turner. In that case, we'd have a first ever for the Super Series, where every single player
46.
would be tied on points in this group.
Yeah, absolutely, and yeah, that's worrying my little head.
66.
It's like that scenario. Who'd you give your last Rolo to?
Don't give it to anyone, have it for yourself.
Oh, I always give my last Rolo away, but then I'm eating Rolo for
85.
22 years, so it was a thing back when I was a kid on telly. You saved your last Rolo for somebody special.
140.
Do you know what? Rolos used to be one of my favourite chocolates as a kid. Do you remember the little Rolo yogurty things?
Yes.
60.
That I remember I went on holiday once when I was like 7 or 8. We went to a Sainsbury's.
100.
Other shops are available. Found one of them yogurts and I've just fell in love with them ever since. It just reminds me of our
45.
little vacation sandwich in Kent.
Oh, very nice golf course at Sandwich as well in Kent.
Hosted the Open once or twice.
Yeah, it has indeed.
59.
Subway sandwich in back-to-back games.
40. Trina, you require 136.
Screaming for a bit of a midnight snack, Scotty, doesn't it? But Gulliver here looking to find the 136, not to be this time.
Anything here around midnight is the North End kebabby.
81.
Proceed with caution.
Bigger caution than
Trina,
that,
you
I can
require
tell you.
55.
Gulliver 55 for the break of the opening leg. Double top it is. Now look at a double 10.
35.
Clips the wire, but cannot
Steph,
find
you
a way
require
through.
125.
220 tops. Would have been for a second. To unplace that one. There's many
105.
legs for Steph Clarke.
Trina, you require 20. Game shot in the first leg.
Yeah,
Trina
nicely
Gulliver.
done. Dosey does across the hockey, and we did see her last night have a double 10 from right
Second
over the
leg,
right
it's
hand
Trina
side,
to
and
throw
now we've
first. Game on.
seen the Golden Girl head off to the left hand side and hit the spot nicely on double 10.
60.
To a positive start is Trina. Of course, had the highest finish the group so
30.
far, the 161, which she hit in her previous match against Gemma Hayter, and finally get a win over Gemma Hayter.
Yeah, I mean, double 10 with 3 darts in your hand should be a doddle, shouldn't it?
41.
When you've been doing that.
Well, that's why it's a funny old game, Jim.
It sure is, Saint. It sure is.
60.
Careful saying the word sane in these parts, particularly this week. 13th of September and the 24th of January. The South Coast Derby returns this year.
44.
Now all of Hampshire's policing culminates in one area.
Yeah, all annual leave has been cancelled that weekend.
43.
Couple of weekends, if you are in the constabulary, will be refused for you to get the day off.
41. 100.
Is it time for me to get me Pride of the South shirt out with Bournemouth written on the front? It's been a long, long time. I don't think ever, has it, that Bournemouth were the only club from the South Coast in the top
100.
flight?
I take it you're not counting Brighton in that equation.
Well, no, that's not south, is it? That's over there. That's like
85.
that's like southeast, isn't it?
But it's still south then.
But yeah, but it's east, isn't it? It's no.
Only because they finished above you in the league last season.
No.
99.
Nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with they're still a Premier League venue and we don't have one in Bournemouth either. As in Premier League darts.
43.
But no, nothing to do
Trina,
with
you
that.
require 116.
Kind of a looking at 116 to double her lead to 2-0. Can she find a way above that? No is the answer. And so Steph looking at another long-range opportunity. Trina
58.
pontificating upon her options.
Steph, you require 140.
Clarke looking at 140. Doesn't go, and so Gulliver 58 to double her advantage in this game.
40.
A couple of times that's happened
Trina,
for
you
Steph
require
Clarke.
58.
So Gulliver travels across to the 18.
38.
This is tops.
Steph, you require
Clarke
100.
has a really good chance here to level this up at 1-1. Even better now.
Game
Oh,
shot, the second
lovely
leg,
ton
Steph
plus from
Clarke.
her once again. That's her third in this group. A 120 last night, a
Third
112,
leg, it's Steph to throw
and
first.
now 100.
Game on.
They've all come in places where she's needed to take them out as well.
100.
They've not come where she's had a crumb of comfortability in her leg. They've been gilt-edged chances that she's needed to have taken.
Yeah, so you think there's something inside her head
95.
telling her that I've got to take this, and she takes it. And then sometimes when she has a couple of darts in hand and a bit of space, she doesn't convert.
60.
It's all about urgency, isn't it?
Well, it's kind of, no, it's about what you're thinking between the ear rolls and looking over your shoulder and going, oh, I've got a bit of time here. And then you never really go at it with the conviction that you should. Whereas a shot like that,
83.
it's like, I have to do this now or I'm done. And you go and do it. If you've got a bit of something about you, you go and do it. And that's exactly what Steph Clarke's just done.
100.
Former England captain in Trina Gulliver against somebody actually in Steph Clarke. You wouldn't be surprised maybe one day
41.
could be England captain.
Got to be honest, there's no reason why not.
92. $55. Steph, you require
Steph here looking at
149.
149 and 6 starts from here to turn a 1-0 deficit into a 2-1 lead.
30.
This could happen, couldn't it, Scott? The whole 8-point apiece thing.
When you said it, actually, I was looking at it and looking at the games that were left and looking back at the table and thinking, actually, you might
100.
actually
Steph,
have a
you
point
require
here, Henry.
119.
Tonight, things have been so evenly matched between the players that nothing would surprise you.
I was expecting a bit of this last night, but it kind of didn't happen that way. Everyone
Game
was still
shot in the
finding
third
their
leg.
feet.
Steph Clarke.
And whoa, away we go again.
The 119
Fourth
follows
leg
the
is Trina
ton,
to throw
follows the
first.
112.
Game
That's 3 ton plus checkouts for the night. 2 and as many legs. And Steph Clarke here, in fact, her last 3 legs have been won with ton plus checkouts.
125.
This is a really golden spell in terms of the finishing here for the Swan.
For the player from Shrewsbury.
100.
You could say that the Swan has had some quacking finishes.
No, they don't quack, they honk.
80.
Yeah.
To be fair, the way that I say it, I was saying it normally.
All right, okay.
40.
You're quackers, that's all I know.
But even more crackers want to give you the answer to the tungsten teaser a bit later. I
41.
suppose it's another motivation to keep yourself awake into the wee hours. Not just you get world-class darts, you'll also get the answer to the tungsten teaser.
137.
Yeah, I think we should go more the dart direction because this is far from over, this group. There's a long way to go with this.
Well, if Steph Clarke wins this, then this group really does have legs.
We've got a lot of pivotal legs still to come here, and it's who gets the right legs at the right time.
59.
It really is going to go down to the wire this evening. I can see that already.
Well, the drama, to all intents and purposes, has only just started.
60.
There's going to be more drama in the next 3 games than EastEnders and 4 times a week.
There will be some doof moments.
100. Steph, you require 164.
So Clarke looking at 164, not to be. And so Gulliver will return for this 96 to
46.
square the contest up.
Trina,
And
you require 96.
consider what Steph Clarke's already done in this game. I'd recommend, Trina, you take this out.
Yeah, I wouldn't risk it.
Double 18. Double 9.
Game shot in the fourth
Well, listen,
leg.
love.
Trina
Well,
Gulliver.
listen. Me and Henry up here telling our co-commentator exactly what she should be doing.
Fifth
And
and
she's
final leg,
listening.
it's Steph to throw first. Game up.
And the thing is, because of what Steph Clarke's done, in terms of her big finishing, she would have known for a fact that she would have had every
140.
single chance should she come back for the 118. You can almost scare your opponents into submission by continually doing things that Steph has done.
55.
Yeah, she looks to be using a Gary Anderson type dart, Gen 2 or Gen 3, but she's scoring like Gary Anderson there in that last visit.
Yeah, Gen
60.
3 Gary Anderson dart that she's throwing with. The World Champion Edition.
Oh, if only I had a set of them, mate.
Well, at least you got a World Championship.
100.
I had a set of them darts out as well. Probably didn't sell quite the same as Gary Anderson's, but
They're available at all good skips and car boot sales.
they are indeed. All available, all good dart
177.
stockies, and a few bad ones.
We won't talk about the bad ones. Steph looking at 1-2-4 to get the job done and to complete a 3-2 victory.
41. Steph,
it
you
looks
require
like
124.
It's a 3-2 victory, which she's going to have time to motor towards. 109 remaining. Triple 18 to be the
52.
destination for the last, because the treble would have left herself on the requisite double. We said before dart was thrown in this game that
60.
there is a
Steph, you
conceivable
require
scenario where
72.
every single player finishes the group on the same number of points.
52.
If Steph Clarke wins this game, that equation is still on the table. She's missed a dart to do exactly that.
$45. Steph, you
I can
require
hear the guys
20.
down in the gallery now actually taking their shoes and socks off so they can put their flip-flops on to do the countbacks.
Double 10. Now chasing 5. Now, got a decision to make here. Trina's not want to finish. Decided to
shot,
attack
and the
it,
match,
and then
Steph Clarke.
gets it. And the possibility that every single player in this group can finish on the same number of points may be becoming a bit more of a distinct possibility, because Steph Clarke has just beaten Trina Gulliver by 3 legs to 2. We are going to take a commercial break. And when we return, Laura Turner takes on Robin Byrne. Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where we've got potentially a dramatic night ahead of us here at the live lounging board. So because before the break, Steph Clarke got the better of Trina Gulliver by 3 legs to 2. And that means there's still a situation here where every single one of the 5 players can finish tied on 8 points. Now that would have to involve a win here for Laura Turner up against Byrne here. Robin can qualify through. In fact, she could become the first player to qualify through with a victory in this one. When you consider the position she was in overnight, then it just comes to tell you the type of progress that she has made.
Game on.
But yeah, Laura Turner for winning this one, coupled up with a Steph Clarke win against Gemma Hayter, coupled up with a Trina Gulliver win against Laura Turner, would ensure that for the first time in history here, every single player will have the same amount of points come the end of a Group B campaign.
100.
Which is a bit balmy and a bit bonkers when you think about it.
59.
But rather fitting for the group, to be fair, because there hasn't been a lot between any of them. It was fine lines last night between them. And I think the Turner-Hayter game sort of showed that yesterday.
60.
I think Gemma would be the one that would be most disappointed with the fact that she had the opportunity to really take control of this group but was unable to really grasp it. And now she's been dragged into a dogfight to see which of the 3 players are going to make it through to the finale, which will be broadcast live here on Pluto TV. The action will get underway from
81.
7:30 in the evening, the beginning of a busy weekend worth of darts across the Pluto TV network, because Sunday we will have the Bet Goodwin Champion of Champions for you, which will have 2 sessions, one beginning at 1 p.m, one beginning at 7 p.m. respectively. If you haven't done so already, download the Pluto TV app. It is available via your App Store,
55.
Google Play, wherever you do get your apps from. You can download it, and you can also add the Super Series channel as one of your favourite starred ones. So if you do sometimes just dip in and out, do add that as one of your starred channels, and you can watch Pluto TV wherever. And with Sunday's show, you will not be able to watch it back on YouTube. So the only way to watch it is via Pluto TV.
And if you are local and you haven't got a ticket, I want to know why not. What a
56.
lineup we've got on
Laura,
Sunday.
You require 40.
I have to say, you're daft if you're not in this place on Sunday.
Game shot in the first leg. Laura Turner.
Laura Turner takes the opening leg of this one.
Second leg, it's Robin to throw first. Game on. $100. $140.
Well, as I say, a couple of events over the course of the next couple of days or so. If you are around the vicinity, then do scan that QR code. It takes you to the Dart Shop TV website, and you can join us for tomorrow's Women's Week finale, and on top of that, for Sunday's Champion of Champions event, which will see the likes of Raymond van Barneveld make his debut in a seniors event. Ross Montgomery looking to win his second major. John Henderson in the building. Martin Adams, Steve Beaton, Mervyn King, Simon Whitlock, Richie Burnett. I mean, Richie Burnett's worth the admission money in itself. And of course, Richie Housen looking to defend the title he won 14 months prior.
A super leg of darts here from Laura Turner. Really took the momentum from winning that first leg.
15. Laura, you require
Byrne was right
81.
with her until then. 81 after 9, not too shabby at all.
So Clarke service sees Robin's not on a finish, so doesn't have to chase the bullseye. And so sensibly setting things up.
49.
At the minute, Laura Turner is averaging in excess of a ton.
She is indeed, and good for it as
58.
well.
Laura, you require 32.
So double 16 to double the lead. Two eights.
24. Robin, you require 144.
I think she took a little bit too much time there, Laura. She was overthinking that a little.
38. Laura, you require 8.
And the time for thinking is beginning to run out for all the players in this group. Double 4.
Game shot in the second
And that's
leg.
the break,
Laura
and that's
Turner.
2-0.
Yeah, nicely done from Laura Turner.
Third leg, it's Laura to throw first. Game on.
She doesn't look like a lady that's not had a win tonight so far, does it?
I've got to say, in terms of Laura's level of performance, I know she's made a final here in the past. But I think at times the way she's played has been as good as we've seen her at any point here.
60.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think we mentioned it last night at the end of the show when she topped the group.
77.
Her darting life is in a happy place at the minute. There's no two ways about it. She's really looking good, and since she signed with this sponsor that she has for flights and darts, she's kind of just taken off. It's sort of the new darts have arrived, and she's taken to them like a duck to water, and we're kind of seeing a Laura that, yeah, it's always been there, but we're seeing it more consistently now from her. It's really good stuff.
140.
As long as we see no more of the dancing as she qualifies for tomorrow night, we'll be absolutely fine. I've got to say, I'll let you all into a bit of a secret, and Laura might hate me for saying this. On Monday morning, when
100.
we were doing like our pre-show rehearsals and things like that, we were showing the brand new titles for this week, and Laura's head was in
99.
her hands the second she saw the dancing on the opening credits.
Ah, bless her. But that's what comes with being here and working in the building.
That's what happens when you decide to do it.
It's a spur of the moment thing when you do
40.
it. There's no two ways about it.
I don't know anybody that would ever dance on that stage.
No, nor do I. And get their phone out so they don't get the words wrong either.
135.
And Google the words to the song
There's an in-joke there.
from the staff party, but we'll leave it there.
Please, please. Robin Byrne 50 after 12 to get the break back
60.
and to
Robin, you
reduce the
require
deficit
50.
back down to 2-1. Double top. But a good quality contest, this.
Game shot in the
And it's a
third
contest
leg.
that's going to
Robin
go
Byrne.
on, and it's a contest which sees the game return to throw. Byrne brings it back to 2-1 and has the darts to
Fourth
take
leg
us
is
all the
Robin to throw
way.
first. Game on.
Yeah, that sort of sums up the determination of Robin this evening. Definitely a
41.
different fight and a different fire in the belly from her this evening.
Well, that's the leg-by-leg play. 17, 16, 14. A game which is getting better as it goes along.
$55.
Incredible to think that this game started on Friday and is going to finish on Saturday.
100.
Yeah, impressive.
It's not quite John Isner against Nicholas Mahout, mind.
60.
I believe you.
A tennis match that literally can never happen again. 70-68 the last set.
137.
Yeah, I do remember that.
$41.
Robin Byrne here has turned the tide on Turner.
59. 22. Robin, you require 164.
We have to say that Robin Byrne not only looks
60.
favourite for this leg, but looks favourite for the match here. Laura seems to have dropped right off from that early 100 average, which she was midway down leg 2.
24.
Well, the
Robin, you
pairs
require
seesawed into
104.
different directions, haven't they? Laura Turner's foot's gone off the gas as Robin Byrne's just beginning to hit the accelerator.
48.
So 56 to take us all the way. I shouldn't mean that Laura Turner would be involved in a last leg decider in every single
83.
game that
Robin, you require
she
56.
has played so far this evening.
46.
Well, we'll be hoping that that's just a delaying of the inevitable.
100. Robin, you require 10.
To go the distance.
Game shot in
Double
the fourth
five is
leg.
found,
Robin Byrne.
and we have a deciding leg in this match. Now, if Robin Byrne wins this leg, she's through to Saturday night. If
Fifth and final leg
Laura
is Laura
Turner
to
wins
throw
it, then
first.
every single outcome is
Game
still in
on.
play.
$125.
Yeah, much better from Turner there. Lovely start to the particularly after a big 5 with the first start. That'll settle her, and 26 in response was not what Byrne was ordering.
Well, that visit for Byrne could make her
55.
toast in this contest.
$140.
More than making up for the 26 there. Puts herself back in the game, back in the leg.
It's now forcing Laura Turner to hit something tangible.
81.
Good last start. Oh, I'm a bit nervous sat here watching this one. I've got to be honest with you, this leg.
They're just
59.
chasing each other down to the line, really, aren't they? Laura's got the advantage of front. She's got to utilise it in this particular position. That will help immensely.
100.
Tun leaves herself on a finish. However, what a time that is for a Max. An impactful time for a Max. Changes the whole complexion of this last leg.
$60. Robin, you require
We told you there was
96.
going to be drama, and that's exactly what we've got here.
Well, this is qualification point all of a sudden. Double 19.
58. Laura, you require 80.
Robin absolutely wetting herself. It was not the dart she wanted to throw. Mimicking the throw behind Laura. Single 20.
40.
Don't miss the
Robin,
big
you require
numbers, Rodney
38.
Harrington would say. So this is a qualification. This is for Saturday night.
Game shot.
Robin
and
Byrne
match.
is
Robin
the first
Byrne.
player to confirm her place through. And for Laura Turner, a game against Trina Gulliver could potentially be a shootout to see who makes it through. And so Robin Byrne is confirmed. She is in, she is through. Coming up after the break, Gemma Hayter takes on Steph Clarke. Are you ready to lift that trophy, Darius?
Yeah,
Let's do it then. Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series 9 champion is Lucky D. Darius Labanowski!
Well, what a wonderful night of darts we have seen, and we are ready. Our champion is ready, and it's trophy time. So receiving the trophy, £25,000.
The new Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Byrne. And one more time, the 8th Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Byrne. And the new Modus Super Series champion is Andreas Dirty Harrison. And one more time, the 7th Modus Super Series champion. Give it up for Andreas Dirty Harrison.
The moment we've all been waiting for. Would you please show your appreciation for your Series 6 Modus Super Series champion, Scott Taylor?
Time, your new Modus Super Series champion. He is Chucky. He is Jim McEwen.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series champion, retaining his title, the Nuke, Luke Lidlow!
So here we go, and what we've seen tonight so far, we still have 2 games to go, but what we can tell you is that Robin Byrne has done a 4 out of 4 this evening. She sat there on 10 points. She goes through to the Saturday night's final, and we've caught up with her right now. She's downstairs with Henry Deacon.
Robin, many congratulations. You knew you needed to have a strong night tonight, and that was exactly what you did.
Yeah, I can't really believe it, to be honest. I kind of went out tonight with a different attitude than yesterday. And I was just saying to Trina there, I was on the phone to my boyfriend earlier, and I said, every time I've ever been here, I've lost the first game of the session, no matter what session it was, every single time. And I said to him, tonight, no matter what, if I don't win another game after, I says, I'm winning that first game of this session. I was like, I'm not taking a loss in the first game again, because I feel like you're always chasing once you lose that first game. And when I got that first game tonight, I felt like my finishing was good in that game, and I took the chances when they came, and I feel like that's what I was doing all night then. There was plenty of legs there I was behind. Even the last leg there against Laura to get through, and I hit the 180 to set it up, and I was just taking the chances when they came tonight, and went out with kind of a more positive attitude than I did yesterday, I think.
In terms of the way the fixtures panned out, you played first and third tonight. The fact that you knew you needed to get off to a quick start, did actually the running order work in your favour?
Yeah, absolutely, especially playing Trina and Steph in the first two. Knowing that Steph was the only one behind me, I was like, if I can beat her, it keeps her behind me. And then Trina was the one next up from me. So I was like, if you can beat her, you're taking legs off her leg difference, adding them to yours, and you're finishing on the same points. So I kind of fancied it after that. I played Gemma then, and I was like, right, whatever happens here, don't let it be 3-0. Don't let it be 3-1. Make sure you get the 2 no matter what. Just because the leg difference in that group now is so tight. So once I kind of got the 2 there, relaxed and got the 3. So I think that's what I just have to take into tomorrow night now, is just relax.
Let's talk about tomorrow night now. It's a different dynamic now, isn't it, the tournament? Now there's going to be spectators in.
Yeah, I like that though. I think I'd prefer that. Like, I'd be kind of a passionate enough dart player, and when you're in an empty room, it's hard to be passionate. Like, if I'm being honest, I packed my bag tonight before I left for the venue. Like, I checked in for my flight. Like, I wasn't here tomorrow night. So everything I get now is a bonus. I'm happy to finally make finals night here on my 3rd attempt. So I'm just going to give it everything I've got now. There's nothing to lose now, do you know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to tomorrow night now.
I just wonder, how good prep is this for the World Match Play next month?
Yeah, it's great. You're getting so many games in such a condensed amount of time. And I think that's what I needed, was just a lot of game time, to be honest. I've been playing a lot at home recently. I've been playing like men's Premier League and stuff, and that's been going well. Played Six Nations last weekend, didn't go my way. I didn't play well at all. And if I'm being honest, like, there was a thought in my mind whether I wanted to come here this week or not. But I'm absolutely delighted I did come here now, and the fact that I'm in finals night is even better.
We're going to see you tomorrow evening. Wish you all the best. Robin, well done tonight.
Thanks so much.
Well, one excited Robin Byrne there. Very interesting to hear that she felt a little bit low coming into this after last weekend. Firstly, didn't maybe want to be here, and then secondly, now that she's here, had already booked her flight home. So she's got a bit of rearranging to do by tomorrow, but fantastic for her. She's always great to interview, plenty to say as well. So, yeah, really, really interesting. So,
First
we move
leg
on
is Gemma
to
to
game
throw
9 of
first.
the evening, and
Game on.
Gemma Hayter taking on Steph Clarke. This one went 3-1 in the way of Gemma Hayter yesterday. But we have to say that Steph Clarke has
59.
been a different Steph this evening. Only losing out on one game, and that was to
140.
Robin Byrne, our 4 out of 4 lady this evening. So Gemma really will be
45.
looking to want to win this one to guarantee herself through.
100. $60.
Steph Clarke wins this one. She will be up on 8 points also.
45.
But her leg difference could harm her chances of taking one of the spots. It really is that tight.
100. $100. $66. Steph, you require 116. $45.
Clarke down to 71 after 15.
131. Steph,
And
you
what
require
a
71.
fantastic setup that is from Hayter. A double treble visit right at the right time.
36 left. 35. Gemma, you require
Steph
40.
confused herself there in the moment. Hayter is back for tops to hold her throw.
Game shot in the first
Oh,
leg.
last
Gemma
dart.
Hayter.
Shake of the head there. She wasn't happy that it was last dart.
Second leg.
Now,
it's
now,
Steph to
Steph,
throw
easy.
first. Game on.
You've got to wait 10 seconds for the scoreboard to reset itself.
59.
You don't quite see that on camera. You, as a player, there's 8 to 10 seconds where the scoreboard resets itself on the TV on the
55.
left, which isn't in shot.
$100. $180.
We talk about moments to hit things and moments to do the right things, and just as the legs started looking
100.
to get away from Hayter, she pops up with a 180.
140. £60. Gemma,
Oh,
you
that was
require
unlucky. 3 perfectly
126.
thrown darts there from Steph Clarke. Just didn't find the desired location, which was the treble 20.
86.
Some more nice counting there from Gemma Hayter. Leaves herself on top.
60. Gemma, you require 40. Game shot in the second leg.
Nicely
Gemma
done from
Hayter.
Hayter. A really positive attitude from her in the first 2 legs here.
Third
She's
leg
running
is Gemma
just shy of a
to throw
90
first.
average,
Game up.
88.41. She really has come out of the blocks quickly here.
134.
She sees it as a must-win game, and that's what she plans to do.
140.
And of course, what it would do is guarantee that the last game of the night would be a straight shootout
100.
between Trina and Laura. And before the shootout, I think
100.
we'll have time just about for the answer to the tungsten teaser.
Oh yeah, the tungsten teaser.
Now, the question was...
85.
The tungsten teaser is like a mole teaser without chocolate, isn't it?
Yes, so the tungsten teaser was, how many subway
83.
stations are there in New York City? The answer was 472.
And I guessed at 487.
60.
Yeah, you weren't far off at all.
And I have not been to New York, and I don't know how to use Google.
60.
Unlike
Gemma,
some of
you
the people
require
working in our
122.
production. Anyway, Hayter looking at 1-2-2 for the match. Treble leads the dart at the bull. Not to be.
86 left, yeah.
86 left. And as you could tell, didn't like the sound of that.
39. Steph, you require 118.
Well, she has been the queen of ton plus finishes tonight, but she's not going to add another one to the
83.
mix.
Gemma, you require 83.
Yeah, rushed the last one a little bit and went with it, didn't she?
And so Hayter, to round it off, is looking at double 16.
51.
Doesn't get double
Steph,
16
you require 35.
to keep the game going. Well, at least double 13.
Game
Gets
shot
the
in the
double
third
13
leg.
and keeps the game
Clarke.
going.
Yeah, unlucky for some, but lucky for Steph Clarke. Probably unlucky for Gemma Hayter, you'd say.
Fourth leg, it's Steph
But that's
to
a
throw
breaker
first.
throw.
Game on.
And we've seen this happen a couple of times tonight. And the momentum then swings straight back to the opponent.
121.
tells me yes. Could it happen again?
Is it a little bit like the swingometer on election night?
100.
Yeah, but probably the darts is a bit more genuine.
Right, let's quickly
100.
move on.
Let's not go politics and, yeah.
I know it's 12:30 on a Friday night, but we don't need to be going there.
100.
Don't start me on the government. I'm a farmer. Don't start me on the government.
Well,
100.
Steph with that ton has put herself in a really good position to level this game back up.
$125. $81. $100. Steph, you require 99.
92 then. Treble 20. Not to be this time. 72.
39. Gemma, you require
Is that
76.
Clarke's chance gone. 16 smack bang middle.
36.
But a match dart at tops has
Steph,
gone
you
a begging.
require 60.
And so, to take us to a last leg, double 10,
40.
not there.
Gemma, you require 40.
And so Hayter is back for double top to complete a 3-1 success.
Game
Gemma
start, and the
Hayter
match,
is
Gemma
back
Hayter.
into Saturday night. And it means the last game between Trina Gulliver and Laura Turner is going to be a straight shootout to determine where that final spot through is going to come from. Really good performance that from Gemma Hayter. Average of 87. 3 from 8 when it came to the finishing. For Steph Clarke, a valiant attempt tonight, but the damage was done on Thursday. It's Gulliver Turner and the shootout next.
$54. Charlie McGuire, 164. $44. $32. Charlie required 120.
Well, 120. He's got a fair, at least 2 handfuls at this. Just needs to stay
60.
there. That's a good shot. Halves his score. Leaves himself on a 2-darter.
$26. Charlie
Time on his
required
side
60.
to become back-to-back singles champion.
$40.
Definitely a couple of nerves in those last 2 darts. But he'll be coming back.
It's a moment he's been in before this situation. Standing at the back of the
81.
stage,
Charlie
approaching the
required
Oki with a
20.
chance to win the title.
He did this to win the first title, if you remember.
11.
I think he's gone.
Georgia
I think
required
he's gone to
180.
bust it, maybe. The first title he wanted 20. He went 6-7-7 to win it. He had a chance to replicate it again.
Yeah, I get the feeling that was for a bust, and
39.
on that situation there, George
require
Scaife wasn't even
9.
able to take it out going to the 18s on that switch.
Yeah, I think he just panicked a bit, but he's done well to get that big one.
Sometimes can be the hardest part.
Georgia requires
This is it.
79.
It's got to be 19s. It's got to be 19s for this shot. Big 20 and a double. He's got the first one. He's going to get a match dart here.
$59. Charlie
Threw the entire
requires
body into that
8.
one. Just didn't want to let go of the dart.
No score.
He's given George a chance.
Georgia require 20.
I think George has been quite good on double 10 today.
So many opportunities for Charlie Murphy.
Got
Couldn't
it,
get the
gets
job
it.
done.
Got it, the match! And the Red Dragon
George
Modus
Scaife.
Super Series Influencers Champion, George Scaife!
Laura Turner's double hitting ability escaped her. No, it hasn't.
But she can, and she will. So here we go then, final game of the group here in Group B. And as you can see, Byrne and Gemma Hayter have confirmed their places through, both of them picking up 10 points. Robin completing the card tonight, Gemma getting the couple of wins that she needed. And so the final spot through, I suppose it was always going to be the case that Trina Gulliver and Laura Turner, the final game was going to have something riding on it. Steph Clarke's out the equation. She's played her 4 matches tonight, and she lost out 3-1 to Gemma Hayter in the last. So it's as simple as this. The winner of the game between Laura Turner and Trina Gulliver will return tomorrow night to play at the finals of Women's Week 4. The loser of this game will return tomorrow night to commentate on the finals of Women's Week 4. Never has the price of victory ever been so lofty. Well, it all comes down to this. These two played the very first match of the group. Now, it was a nip and tuck game, which Laura managed to win at the end by 3 legs to 2. And I suppose the way tonight has gone, it wouldn't surprise you in the slightest if this game went all the way to a last leg decider. But it is knockout darts beginning on this Friday night. It's Gulliver against Turner. The winner goes through. The loser heads for home. No need for permutations, Scott Mitchell.
No. Everybody put your shoes and socks back on. It is a winner takes all. Fairly simple to sort out.
60.
For us watching, it's now down to the two ladies in question to sort the job out.
59.
The basis of tonight, who do you like in terms of the way they play the team? Who do you think's been the better performer of the pair?
Well, it's a difficult one because
140.
Trina has beat Gemma, and Gemma's already through. So you say, well,
100.
maybe it could be Lady Luck with her. Laura has lost 3-2 every game. So you could say Lady Unluck is with Laura. She's not been a million miles away. And if she had a choice of which game she would like to win this evening, in this situation, if she only won one, this would be the one that she would like. So the other 3 would be forgotten.
Well, it's Turner who's overturned the throw in this opening leg. Look at her overthrow, Trina Gulliver's throw in this opening leg. 6 darts to this particular point to do exactly that.
100.
And picks off a treble with the last dart to leave herself on a 2-darter.
26. Laura, you require 78.
So 78 required for Laura Turner. 66 left, doesn't have to chase the bullseye.
$38.
And so tops left for Turner to get a break at throw. She needs to find one
24.
at some point
Laura,
in this
you require
contest, so
40.
no time quite like the present. Double 10. 2 5s.
30.
Would have been to have taken the lead of the match.
3 nicely thrown darts, just didn't find the destination of choice.
Yeah, destination unknown.
Trina having one of those
Laura, you require 10.
legs where she does quite often.
No score. Trina, you require 170.
Well, she's had the 161 this evening, because Trina. Is she going to treat us to a 170? Can't be done now.
60. Laura, you require 10.
Double 5.
Have to go straight at it first dart.
No score.
Well, Gulliver is
Trina,
creeping
you
up and
require
creeping up.
110.
Now she's creeping right up.
90. Laura, you require 10.
There's a saying in the pub leagues, it's knowing how far to take them. Have to be positive at this moment. Have to remain positive.
5. Trina, you require 20.
That one's going to hurt.
Double 5.
Game shot in the first
Well,
leg. Trina Gulliver.
Laura Turner will be sick of the sight of that leg. She absolutely dominated
Second
it,
leg,
but
it's
Trina
Laura to
Gulliver
throw
has
first.
pinched her pocket.
Game up.
But what she has to do now is see it as a plus. It was against the throw anyway. So now hold your own throw. Yes, you want chances against the throw. Yes, it was a big chance. But you have to forget it as fast as it happened.
11 missed darts at a double,
100.
Scott.
Yeah, but you have to look while the game is on. You can be sore about it afterwards, but while the game is on, you mustn't that affect the next leg.
Trina's been in this position
140.
so many times in her career.
There isn't a lady that has not been in the same position so many times. There can't be.
125.
One or two T-shirts she must have hanging in the wardrobe from this situation.
Well, there's 10 stars hanging on the shirt from these particular situations.
81.
Yeah, she has 10 stars sublimated on the back of her shirt.
66. $45.
Well, Turner here, who had a vice-like grip of this opening leg, has got an opportunity on throw to square up a
95.
one apiece. Big find with the last dart there.
Yeah, it was indeed. It's just one of those tense, nervous games where you want to just get in and get that first double tucked up out the way, and probably an easier situation that first leg for
25.
Trina, with Laura
Laura, you
having had
require
so many chances at it.
115.
Maybe the mistake of Laura was going inside that double 10 when she was so far in front.
Yeah.
But that's all gone. Can't change the past. You can only change the future.
44.
And the future for Laura is 71 when she returns. And how much pressure she will be under.
100. Laura, you require 71.
A wee bit, I would say. Have to hit the big numbers here. Oh, she's hit the big number all right. She's hit the treble. 2 at double 16. There's the loosener.
Game shot in the
There's the
second
one.
leg. Laura Turner.
And then when that happens to you as a dart player, you walk back round and go, if only
Third
I'd
leg,
hit
it's
that other
Trina to
leg,
throw
I would
first. Game up.
2-0 up now. And you mustn't think that either, but it's only natural.
The worst thing a dart player can have is a
54.
brain at times.
$100. $85. $55. $100.
Lucky for more there from Gulliver as well. All over the treble 20.
140.
This third leg really is open for interpretation. So how do you interpret it, Scott?
60.
Yeah, difficult one to unravel this one.
One
of the things I have noticed with Trina, she had started wearing trainers to play darts. And she's wearing more of a heeled boot like she used to always wear back in our days when we travelled the BDO. Or it's definitely a different footwear than what she had been previously using.
Not quite the sneakers that we see from a lot of players these days.
60.
Yeah, not Laura's stinky trainers, no.
142 for Gulliver. Not to be, and so Turner will return for 106 to get the break.
58. Laura, you require 106.
.106 is still on. Treble 17 bull. Treble 17 bull.
81.
Oh, that was unlucky.
You require 84.
Quite ironically, she'd have hit it, having had all that trouble at double 5 in leg 1. Treble 17 here for Trina. Double 16.
52.
Oh, on the wire.
Laura, you require 25.
You can feel the tension here.
No score.
Well, that's bust the score,
Trina,
and Gulliver's been given
32.
another opportunity, another gilt edge chance. Chasing double 8.
16.
Moved across to try and avoid
Laura,
hitting the flight,
25.
and then hits the flight.
Change of tack because of the bust of the previous turn. And nearly busted again. But the single 19 leaves double 3,
Game
gets
shot
the
in
double
third
3.
leg, Laura
Turner gets the break, and now is within a leg of making it through at the expense of her
Four-legged Laura
colleague,
to throw
Trina
first.
Gulliver.
Game on.
I'll be interested to know whether she was going 3 for double 11 there. I think we'll have to leave you at home to make your own mind up on that, but whatever. She actually hit where she was going.
81.
And you generally not hit that double 3 if you weren't going for the 19, so that would indicate that that was the route she was going.
100.
So, one leg away.
Yeah, I call Laura Stinky Trainers because she came to commentate one night on a
30.
Saturday night, direct from a county game, and she said her trainers smelt, so she left them outside the commentary box door.
Yes, I remember that because security nearly took it away.
Indeed.
83.
Mustn't leave anything unattended in this place.
Absolutely not. Particularly a bag of sweets.
All the cupcakes that I saw last night.
We've been feasting, we have, haven't we?
Yeah, thank you, Neve. They were lovely.
45.
Now, in preparation for tomorrow night's finale, you can actually watch back the last finals night here at a women's week. That's tomorrow afternoon here on Pluto TV. And that gets started at
100.
around about 11 o'clock, which actually is in the morning, isn't it? And then finishes at about 2:30.
But that's definitely the afternoon, 2:30.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking of. To
And
be
you
honest,
were saying that dart players were stupid.
I'll be honest, Scott. I looked at the end time, not the start time, which was probably a silly thing to do.
26.
Blah, blah, blah.
I do not say blah, blah, blah.
No, I do when you're sort of like treading water.
Well, it looks like we are going to a last leg.
95.
Gulliver leads 1, 2, 3. Turner with an uphill task from here.
$60. Trina, you require 123.
So is this leg as easy as 1, 2, 3 for Gulliver?
102 left now, so you go back up the top. Tenor a 6 or a 2,
83.
of course. Always available. Ironic that it's a 2 because she'll be going back at double top. 4, 2 apiece. And a last leg shootout.
59.
Laura realised
Trina,
straight
you
away that
require
after
40.
dart 2 she couldn't leave herself on a finish, and so Gulliver looks at tops. 6 from here to level the game up.
Game shot.
We're going to have
Trina
a one-leg shootout to determine who the last player through to tomorrow night's final at Women's Week 4 is going to be.
Fifth and final
Gulliver
leg
2,
is Trina
Turner
to throw
2.
first.
It is winner
up.
stays on territory. The winner will play tomorrow night. The loser
83.
will probably commentate tomorrow night.
I've got a feeling it'll be tonight. Because I think, are we after midnight yet?
It is 12:53 UK time.
So it'll be tonight then.
Have to be so pedantic, don't you?
100.
You leave all the timings to me. You seem to have gone all haywire on your timings in the last 5 minutes.
Well, let's just hope I get us off air on time then.
Well,
60.
yeah, that's kind of that's down to the guys in the dungeon. They might want me to close it if they want it done properly.
You're more than welcome to, pal.
I'll just say see you later tonight for another game of darts.
81.
And that covers it off.
There's always time for another game of darts. Scotty, you know that.
$140.
Well, it looks like it's going to be Gulliver that's going to close it out. Unless Laura Turner's got one more trick up her sleeve.
100.
Really, that's all Laura can do at the moment is try and stay with Trina and hope that she gets another dart at a double.
58.
So all your determination has to sit here and rest here. The opportunities are becoming less and less to impress yourself on the leg. Those are difficult ones to go past. It needs to stay in the 20.
Trina, you require
And does.
160.
Well, you couldn't get more even from these two. 2 apiece, 160 apiece. Gulliver to go first.
She's not going to take her chance. Can Laura Turner take hers?
44.
As she
Laura, you
saved
require
her very
160.
best for the very last.
My line of thought here would be try and hit a ton.
$84. Trina, you require 116.
So Gulliver, 116. Turner left on 76. If this doesn't go, Gulliver should get a dart. Will get a dart. It's double top for tomorrow night. Just
96.
underneath, and Turner should get a dart herself
Laura, you
now.
require 76.
Yeah, has to stay straight now. In this nervy situation, sometimes I go the 16 route first.
Trina Gulliver's already missed this target.
36.
And so has Laura Turner. She's bent the wire,
Trina,
and
you
so
require
Gulliver's going to come
20.
back. Double 10.
Saw the wire move there, didn't we?
One left. And she's got an impossible angle to find. Has she got a small portion towards the top side of the bed? Oh, it
No
was so
score.
close.
Laura, you require 40.
And Turner's been presented with another chance. Both players have missed an opportunity for it. And now Turner's chasing 10s. And now chasing double 7. It's getting tetchy. It's getting nervy. It's getting
26.
incredibly nervy.
Trina, you require 20.
Late night drama at the Live Lounge. And it's Trina Gulliver who gets her third bite at double 10. It's double 5 now. Both players are going for
10.
it. Both players are in turmoil. Both players are in Shredsville.
Laura, you require 14.
Tense, nervous headache indeed here.
They are both feeling it, Scott. But who can hold it together? It's double 2.
10.
And the drama goes on.
Trina, you require 10.
And the drama goes on. To the anguish of Laura Turner. But now to her delight.
5. Laura, you require 4.
Goodness gracious me. What must be going through their minds at this present moment in time? The Madhouse.
Game chart.
It's
and
Laura
the match.
Turner,
Laura Turner
that holds it together. And now you see the outpouring of emotion, an outpouring of relief. Trina Gulliver had her opportunity. She had her chances. But the opportunities that go a begging in the end. So Laura Turner is through, scraping through, but through nonetheless. She beats Trina Gulliver by 3 legs to 2 in the final game of this Friday night. When it gets to Saturday, we've got a crowd here, and you can be a part of it.
It's a great stage to play on.
I love coming to the Super Series and playing, especially doing it in front of the crowd. Can't fault it. I've absolutely loved it, and it's been a great experience.
Modus Super Series Women's Week Champion.
To become the first ever female player to hit a televised nine-time finish. It's history for Paul Greaves.
Kelsey Minakana. The Lancashire Road, Lisa Aston.
Well, what a dramatic evening we have seen here in Portsmouth tonight. And it went down to the very last dart of the group. And it was Laura Turner that managed to get over the line, getting the better of Trina Gulliver by 3 legs to 2, securing her passage, securing her place through to tomorrow night's final. Now, Byrne was the winner of it in the end, having won all 4 of her matches on this Friday night. Gemma Hayter doing the job that she needed to do. Trina Gulliver narrowly missing out, as to Steph Clarke, who rallied this evening, but realistically the damage was done on day 1 for the Swan. Well, into Saturday night's final, it is Laura Turner who managed to win that final game against Trina Gulliver. First of all, many congratulations. Just sum up how you're feeling right now.
Overwhelming emotions because I'll be honest, every game that I played tonight, I actually felt like I put in some half-decent performances, but the problem was every game went 3-2 and then they just went against me. So, yeah, I was getting really despondent towards the end, and Trina missed match starts. It could have been easily Trina sat here in this seat. I will be honest. I'm not happy with how I played today, but I'm happy enough to get over the line.
In terms of that last leg, when it got to a stage where both of you were missing a number of opportunities, was it just a case of just trying your best to hold it together? Because we could see that both of you were kind of going through it there.
Yeah, Trina and I have got the I know I've got the utmost respect for Trina, and I don't doubt that she has the same back. You know, we're all dart players at the end of the day, and we're all trying for the same goal. So, you know, Trina was mightily unlucky when she had a few shots at the double, and I actually thought some of them were in. But yeah, getting across the line, especially in one game, I actually said when I walked in this evening, I went, all I hope is the last game doesn't come down to Trina and I as to who goes through. And unfortunately, that's what happened. And I was lucky. I genuinely was lucky. I think out of all the games I played tonight, that was the luckiest I got.
I think you're probably right, actually. We were discussing in the commentary box that it was 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, and you'd kind of had no luck but a bit of bad luck. And if you were going to get any, you were going to have to get it in that game. And we mentioned that if you were going to win one game this evening, that one you'd have taken all day long, because it just, the way that you'd played all night was just... It just wasn't happening at times. There was no super consistency, and there was people doing big moments against you when you didn't deserve that.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I mean, you probably understand it from someone who plays and does commentary as well. I've spent the whole day here, like, doing commentary in the morning. Absolutely loved Group C. They really did put on a show for us. And you want to kind of, you want to pay them back. You want to come back here and you want to play the best that you can possibly play. But ultimately, you know, when you're playing and commentating and doing all these things and you're combining them all together, it just gets a little bit too much ever so often. And I think today, I just knew I was in such a good position. I was like, right, just make the most of it. Just win one game. Just win one game. And I got so close on so many occasions, couldn't get across the line. And honestly, it was really hard. And I'm very, very lucky to be in the position I am.
And you are into, well, it's now tonight's final. And this is how tonight is going to look. These are the two groups. Kirsty Vinnekainen and Gemma Hayter, Kirsty Hutchinson in Group 1. Laura's going to be alongside Sophie McKinley and Robin Byrne. That is in Group 2. And of course, the action will get underway from 7:30 p.m. this evening. Well, what a dramatic night it has been at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth this evening. Well, the good news, Laura, is you don't have to work with us tomorrow night now.
I think, actually, I would do better. No, honestly, I'm absolutely delighted. I've made it through. That is the main goal. That is amazing. Honestly, to make it through to any Women's Week, that's fantastic.
I think you're pretty special. You've had one hell of a week, a hell of a last weekend, starting from Thursday the week before. It just, to get up there tomorrow night, you can have a lay-in tomorrow and not worry too much.
I need to get a late check-in on my hotel. I meant to check out because I had no expectation whatsoever.
Right, guys, I've got to cut in. We've got a show to get off air. Coming up on the other side of it, I've got to whiz through this. Fallon Sherritt's coming up next. Tungsten Talk with Lisa Ashton at 3:30. 7:30 on Saturday's the finals night. And then Bo Grease is going to be in action on Monday morning from 9:30. There we go. We managed to get that in just in time. We're off. We'll see you tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. for finals night. Take care. Bye-bye for now. Generational talent playing at the peak of her powers.
She steps back, has a good look, and nails it.
To become the first ever female player to hit a televised 9-dart finish.
Finds it with a third dart. Great to get that victory.
Kirsty Vinnekainen.